Printing real estate leads with Google has never been this easy. And I'm going to give you my entire playbook for free. Hi, I'm Andrew Rome, and I've spent well into the hundreds of thousands of dollars on Google Ads. I've built dozens of high-quality real estate websites. I've worked with agents from basically every brokerage known to man, from Sotheby's to RE/MAX. And above all, I have generated $603,000 in gross commission income in the last quarter for agents. So if you're a real estate agent who could take on more listings or buyers, watch until the very end and you will never struggle for leads again. So first off, I want to show you the full Google system that I'm going to be showing you. And this is with CANS, the Catch, Amplify, Nurture, and Service system. So first off, what we have here is, again, the full framework. So we're going to catch, we're going to amplify, we're going to nurture, and then again, S just stands for service. So you can add that if you want. What I'm going to show you is how to leverage your Google My Business Profile or Google Business Profile. It's a short-term play, great for seller leads. It's really hard to scale though. That's a quick hit. If you're an individual agent, that can typically fill you up using what are called listing service ads as well. I'll show you all of that. Short-term play, seller leads, hard to scale. I'm going to show you search engine optimization. This is a longer term play. It's mostly buyer leads, but it compounds really, really well. And I'll show you that on the next little bit here as well. We have Google search ads, which are, again, a short-term play. Mixed leads, you can go for buyers or sellers. And it scales, but it can be expensive. So do keep that in mind. I'm going to show you Google Performance Max ads or Google PMax ads. Again, this is a short-term play. They're high volume, cold leads, and can get expensive. And this is the Amplify stage. And then over here, we have email newsletters. Again, long-term play, low volume, warm leads, but is completely cheap. It's $15 a month max, basically. I'm going to show you how to set up the email and SMS automations for high volume, colder leads, super easy to scale. Like you set it up, one and done, you're good to go. And manual calls. Again, it's great for individual agents who are just looking to start their business or agents who are really, really dedicated to converting every single lead. So how does this system actually work? So we start at the top here. We have CANS, which again stands for catch. Basically, this is where we bring in the leads. We bring them into our ecosystem, into meeting us. Like they just met us. So Google Business Profile, if they're searching for realtors in the area, they'll find you. Search engine optimization, search for homes for sale, they'll find you. Google search ads, you can pay to rank for literally anything. Buyer's guides, seller's guides, homes in your area, realtors in your area, you name it, you can pay for it. Then we have Amplify. This is the Google Performance Max ads and newsletter. So once we either get their email or they've been on the website, we pixel them or we throw them on the email newsletter. So pixeling them, that would be for the Google Performance Max ads. What'll happen here? Land on the website. Google says, hey, you've been on the website before, and now these ads show up. These ads are basically going to follow them wherever they go on the internet. We typically like to use memes. And we'll say like, looking for a real estate agent in your area, basically. And then as soon as they're ready to buy or sell, boom, hit. Right over here, we have the email newsletter. This is, again, warm, long-term play. You typically want to do this about once a week to bi-weekly. And what this is going to do is it's going to be great for just getting a hit of leads every quarter. You want to fill them with value. So local news, local updates, housing market updates, that type of thing. And they will love you for it. Just pure value on here. And then when you say, hey, like, are you looking to buy or sell? See if it's the right time or whatever. Boom, you're ready to go. And that is Amplify. So they're getting to know you. Now, N is Nurture. This is kind of the last home stretch before they start working with you. This is where they know who you are. They've seen you before. They're potentially ready to work with you. They've submitted a form to potentially want to work with you. You just need to push them over the line. So that's what we do with the SMS automations. You guys should be familiar with that. We send texts, we send emails, all of that good jazz. And then we also have manual calls. So again, we can call them, we can offer free resources, that type of thing. Next up, we have comparing mechanisms. So I want to show you this. These are our top of funnel or catch. And I want to show you what the difference is. So right here, it's months, and then we have estimated leads. I'm going to show you the ads scale pretty linearly, but then your Google Business Profile is going to cap. Okay, probably around 5-6 months is where it's going to cap. You're not going to get many more leads out of it. Like if your market grows, you're for sure going to get more leads, but proportionally, you're probably not going to get that much more. Now, Google Ads, It can continue to scale as long as you have a budget in proportion to it. So that's why I put it linear. So as long as you have a budget for your Google Ads, boom, you can just keep reinvesting and it'll keep growing. SEO, on the other hand, as you can see, it's a very slow start. Okay. Slow, 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 and then it just hits. So what happens here is it's going to compound traffic over traffic over traffic. You maintain the traffic that you gained from last month and you just keep growing it. So I've seen people have like 10,000 people on their website every single month. If you have 10,000 people on your website every month, that's a good couple hundred leads coming in. Good quality 100 leads because they searched for something in your area and they found you. Like that's going to keep any agent busy, right? So it's very important. SEO is a long-term play. Google Ads and Google My Business can be a short-term play. These are great for newer agents, okay? So next up, we have just a simple case study just to kind of show you what I mean. So first off, this is Realtor Near Me. This is a Lake Geneva, Wisconsin agent. This is where they were December 18th and 4th. All red, basically not showing up. This is where they are 23rd of April, 2025. So again, pretty good. Rankings, notes, they went from 5 qualified leads per month to 80 per month within a quarter. So within 3 months, they 16x'd their lead flow, basically. Again, like totally doable, just another case study for you. Now, I want to bring this up as well. So this is defining your niche. This isn't necessarily needed for everyone. However, it is very important for agents in larger cities or in the suburbs of larger cities. You're going to have higher competition. Again, you as an agent, you need to judge if you have high competition. If you're in like the middle of Montana, like you can just be a residential real estate agent or just be a commercial real estate agent. However, if you are in a bigger city, you're going to want to be potentially a downsizer, a divorce listings, you name it, the niche. Now, here's what I like to think about it. You want to take your location. That's, of course, going to be one part of your niche. And you want some sort of personal experience or expertise. So if you got divorced, like that's going to give you a credibility credit, I guess you could say, with people who have previously been divorced. Okay? So it's going to be perfect for those people. Okay? So what you're going to want to do, again, if you've worked with your grandparents to downsize, again, personal expertise. You've done it before. Something like that. That's what you want to do. And I just want to say this, define a niche is a specialized segment within a larger market where a business focuses on a specific group of customers with unique needs, wants, or characteristics. So again, it's basically just what you're good at. And that's what you're going to want to advertise to. And I'll bring it up throughout the thing or throughout this course, but having a niche is very, very important. Okay. So again, this is the full, right now I would recommend it has everything. It has all the links to everything you're going to need. Just a Canva. Just click it. It'll be the first link in the description. So I want to start off by first going into your Google business profile. Okay, so we're now onto the Google business profile section where we will also be going over LSA or listing service ads. So first off, I want to show you this. So again, Google business profile, GBP, or GMB, depending on who you ask. But again, this is part of the catch stage. So basically the Google My Business profile is part of the catch stage. This means leads are as cold as they get. Like potential buyers or sellers are just learning about you. Basically, when someone searches for realtor in the area, you can show up. That's all it means. For the Google My Business profile specifically, you will show up when buyers and sellers are looking for realtor, real estate agent. It's, again, the easiest way to show up and, again, bias a seller. So on the right side, you will see a map. So I'm going to show you over here. This is called a local search grid. I'm going to show you how to actually see that, use it, all of that good jazz. And it's by BrightLocal. So this is the tool that you will need to buy. I do want to preface this. BrightLocal is not that expensive. So if I just look up brightlocal.com, pricing, yeah, $29 per month, pretty easy. I highly, highly recommend you get it, especially as an agent, if you want to do SEO properly. Because if you do not know where you're ranking, you do not know your numbers, there's nothing you can do, right? You're just kind of SOL. So right here, BrightLocal basically, while Google does give you good metrics, such as calls, website clicks, and impressions, it does not do a great job of showing you exactly where those clicks are coming from, okay? So Google, again, Google is going to show you how many calls come from your Google My Business listing, how many website clicks, how many directions, how many people came to the wherever it is, but it won't show you what you're ranking for. And that's what you actually need to know to improve, to increase the calls. It's what's called a leading indicator. Okay, so we need to figure out what those leading indicators are. So first off, I want to show you this. This is setting up your Google My Business listing. And I think to start, we're going to start from scratch for those agents. If not, feel free to skip ahead. So don't worry too much about it. In this case, we'll just use Visions First Realty as an example. So if I need to set up my Google My Business listing, what I wanted to do is go to Google and just search up Google Business Listing. Vision. So I'm just going to look them up. Again, I manage the business, so all that. So right here is the first one. Get listed on Google, Google Business Profile. Stand out on Google with a free business profile. Just click Start Now. And it's going to take you here. What we need to do is we need to start building your business. And this is already, if you're a brokerage versus an agent, we're already going to deviate here. So first off, we have Visions First Realty. I'm going to just put Visions First Realty, create a business within it. Now for business category, if you're a real estate brokerage, put real estate brokerage. If you're an agent, put real estate agent. So say real estate and then agency. Sorry. Then we hit next. Do you want to add a location? So this is really, really important. If you do not have a location, Google is less likely to recommend you in certain areas. So if you're a real estate agent, I recommend one of two things. A, use your office. If you have an office that you can go to, I know some KW, EXP agents don't, but if you have an office that you can go to as a real estate agent, put that here. Or option two, use your house. Using your house can be risky. It can be a privacy issue for some people. It all depends kind of where you live. And feel like I probably wouldn't put my location in Chicago. No offense, guys. But like if I was in northern Wisconsin, which is where I'm from, like there's no issue. Like no one's gonna come to my house. So again, use your best judgment. I would highly recommend just using your brokerage if you can. So in this case, we're gonna hit yes. Next. Your business details. We gotta do United States. Street address. It's Washburn. I'll just copy this. Perfect. So Bayfield, Wisconsin, Unit 101. Again, you can put all that in there. Zip code. This is your business. And again, I'm just going to say it doesn't match. If there is already one, you can go through the process with Google and you can claim it. Again, if you're an agent and you're using your brokerage, you could get this as well. Like I know a lot of Weichert agents use their corporate office. So if you use again, like a corporate office or something like that, just hit does not match. Do you provide deliveries or home office visits? So you want to put no. You can put yes. I mean, I would put no personally. So you need to put a phone number and you need to put a website. So phone number, again, like obviously just use like your phone number. And when you put this in, I highly recommend make sure that you have this right. I've seen some Canadian agents use the US one or some US agents use the Canadian one. I don't know why. Don't ask me. I've just seen it. So make sure it's switched. Website. Again, here. So if you have the website, you want to make sure you use it. So again, this one is Visions First Realty. If you don't have one, I highly recommend checking if you can get a subdomain from your brokerage. What that basically means is it'll say like your name dot and then the website dot and then whatever. That isn't going to work great for SEO, but again, that's a topic for a different time. So make sure you have a website. This is where you're going to get all of your buyer leads from your Google My Business listing. Okay. So you need to make sure that this is set up properly. Okay. So they need to get verified. You can set phone number, business video, whatever you need to do. Put all of that in here. Okay. And I'm just going to put verify later. Verify later. So what we're going to do, add all of the services that you have. Take your time on this. Google actually uses this and sees if your Google My Business profile or Google Business profile is actually filled out. So if you do condo rentals, farm sales, first-time home buyer services, all of it, just check it all, okay? So again, this case, I'm not too sure off the top of my head what it does, but we just hit next. Now, business hours. This is, I like to think of it as when can people call you? Basically, no one's going to show up at your office. Like, let's be honest, you're a real estate agent. They're going to want to call, text, email first. So I highly, highly recommend you just put these hours to whatever you are open for calls. Okay. So if you can take a call on a Sunday afternoon, add that time. We'll just say 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. or something like that. You just want to go through all of them. Okay. Saturday, we'll just do 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and we'll do this for the rest of them. Okay. So we're going to next. Oh, okay. Wants me to do it. Anyways, we'll skip ahead for this one so you guys don't do. So now we need to add a business description. So what I want you to do is go onto this Google Sheet, handy dandy. Right in here, we have everything that we need. And again, we're going to go over how we're going to adjust the name, all of that in just a second. But this is a prompt for your Google description. So to write a Google My Business profile description, this is a ChatGPT prompt that I use, okay? So you are a professional SEO copywriter and real estate professional trained by Copyblogger Academy and are trying to get your Google My Business profile to rank. The primary keywords are realtor, real estate agent, and real estate agent near me. Optimize the following description to rank for those keywords. Also ensure the description is less than 500 characters. Best practices, I know it lets you do 750 on here. Best practice for Google My Business profile is to do sub 500 characters. Okay, again, sub 500. So we're just gonna essentially spitball a description for Visions First Realty. Let's see, what do they currently have? Looking for homes in northern Wisconsin. Built, let's make a real estate investment. Proudly serving Ashland and Douglas. Okay, so we'll use this for now. Just paste it in, hit next. This is what you want to do. You want to add storefront photos or photos of listings, that type of thing. I would typically do your logo. These are the ones that you need. You need a logo. I would do a picture of you as the agent. Some essentially social proof. So like you with buyers and sellers holding the key. I know literally everyone does that. It's kind of cliche, but it works. Okay. Add some of those, add some listing photos. That's all you need. I recommend adding at least 10. Again, it's on here again. Minimum 10 pictures and make sure they're team pictures and logo. The rest can be listings. So make sure that those are on there. Then we're going to hit next. You can add a photo of your business. Again, like skip this for now. Your edits will be visible once you're verified. Okay, perfect. So that is where it's basically going to end. We just hit continue and then it'll go live. Okay. So basically, once we have it live, we have to make a few changes. Now, again, first off, we have the images. So right here, this is the main cover image. This is perfect, right? We're open, we're local, Visions First Realty, making your real estate visions a reality at Bayfield. Now you have the dog. In this case, the broker loves his dog, and so we have a picture of him. Listing, picture of the office. Again, pictures of the area, broker owner. And as you can see, just more pictures sold, Facebook posts, that type of thing. You just need more pictures. Basically 10 minimum pictures. They don't have to be perfect. Don't have to be amazingly pretty, especially in a local market. Most people don't really care. Then right here, we have to make sure your title. So I want to show you this. If you go into edit profile, you have the business name right here. Right here, we have Ashland, Wisconsin, real estate agents and realtors. Now, there's a caveat on this one. Okay, I'm just going to add 2. I'm going to add dash, location, realtor, and real estate agent. It works. It gets you ranking. That is for sure, without a doubt. However, this is a big however, you do risk getting penalized, especially if you are a bigger brokerage. So my rule of thumb is after you hit about 75 to 100 reviews, you switch that off. Okay, shouldn't need it anymore anyways. just a really quick boost. So after that, turn it off, okay? Again, you can just go in here at Ashland, Wisconsin Real Estate Agents and Realtors, and I'll kind of show you, actually, while we're on Bragg Local, I'm going to show you exactly what that does. And we'll use Legendary because that's the example that we had previously. We'll do Lake Geneva Real Estate Agent. So this is where they started at 7.3. And then literally all we did was switch the title and test it, and they bumped up 3, okay? And this is golf score, so the lower the better. That's what you want to see. So this is where they are after we switched it. This is where they were before. All we did was switch the title. So this hack works, but again, you need to use it with caution, okay? Next up is your Google My Business profile. It needs an address to verify you are a business. If you're an individual, use your home or address. Assuming you don't feel comfortable using your home or address, use your brokerage office. Using your brokerage office may decrease rankings. Now, again, there's a caveat here. So it will only decrease rankings if and only if a ton of other people at your brokerage are using the same thing or it's not in the same city. So let's say you're trying to rank for New York, but your address is technically Manhattan, okay? You're going to have a harder time ranking in New York if your address is Manhattan, obviously, right? But if your address is in New York, you might as well just put it as your address. So again, that's a very important caveat here, okay? Okay, now we need to add the following. We need to add products. I'm going to show you this. So right in here, we have products. So where is it? Products, sorry. Far left, products, little shopping bag. This seems kind of weird, especially for real estate. Like, why are we adding products? But as you can see here, listing agent, seller's agent, buyer's agent, like that's what works. If you add that, it increases the chance that you show up for that. And again, I know like seller's agents, depending on where you are, some people don't use seller's agent. However, it is important to add because people will search for it. And if no one else has that as a product, it's a free seller. I don't know about you, but I personally love sellers. So make sure you add both those. Now, as just kind of a handy dandy thing here, I added this for you. I'm going to Canva. Just make a copy of it. These are just some templates, 2 templates for you. Personally, I really like it. We have kind of a postcardy one, which I really like. Works really well with white grid agents. And then these, depending on what you want. So depending on what kind of vibe you're going for, I recommend using those. These are templates again. So if you want to make your own, I'll just show you the size here. I don't know if it's going to tell me, but it's 1200 by 900. That is the size that these need to be to actually make them look good here. Otherwise, they look kind of funky, if you will. So just make sure that those are the sizes, and then they will look properly on Google. And then these are the products that you want to do. You want to do whatever your niche is. So again, like divorce listing real estate agent, downsizing real estate agent, whatever. Seller's realtor, buyer's realtor, and listing real estate agent. So these are done after keyword research, basically saying what people are searching for. And so seller's realtor had more searches than seller's real estate agent, or buyer's realtor had more searches than buyer's real estate agent, et cetera, et cetera. So these are the exact ones that you want to use, okay? If you have listing products, I highly recommend you also delete all of those, okay? And again, to do this, we go into products, we add product, we go in here. Now, I also want to note for categories, if you go in here, you want to do just real estate. Super simple, again, like nothing crazy, just real estate. Okay, now we can move on to the description. Got to get my coffee in. Okay, so write your Google My Business profile description. Again, this is the category. We're going to use the prompt. Now we're going to bring up Visions First Realty again. We'll copy the description and we'll just use this prompt again and we'll see what it comes up with. So, okay. So we'll just ChatGPT, we'll put the prompt, copy all of this, now we're going to enter. This is the optimized one, updated. And as you can see, it highlights these. So what that means is it's going to add these keywords because Google is going to search for them in your description. Google wants to know exactly what you're trying to rank for, basically, or who you're trying to show up for. So I like to think of Google as like a 7 or 8 year old, right? It's not quite super sophisticated, where if you say something like crazy out there, like you say GCI, it's not going to understand fully. You need to say gross commission income. You need to really spell it out for Google. So that's what you're doing here. Boom. Okay, you created it. We're going to go in here, edit profile, and we can edit the description. Boom. Save. Updated. Next is the make sure you add all of your social media to your Google business profile. Again, it's down here. You want to make sure it's all added. So as you can see, Rick has Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. It's all down here. Again, edit profile. Scroll all the way down. Let me find it here. It's in here. I can't remember where. Here we go. Social profiles. It's all in here. Twitter, all of that. And it'll update. And Google, just as you can see here, your social media profile was updated by Google. Sometimes if like social media profiles update, Google actually automatically fix it, which is really cool. It'll also do this with names. So sometimes you'll see Visions First Realty, Ashland, Wisconsin, real estate agents and realtors. It'll do that. So I think it actually did it on Legendary Real Estate Services. So I can show you. Yeah, it did. Okay, one sec. It's been too late. But basically what happened is it's not going to let me update it because it did this. It did exactly what it did with the social media profile. It updated it to Legendary instead of Legendary Real Estate Services, Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. Okay. So up next, we have ongoing Google Business Profile tasks. So how do I, as an agent, actually do this? How do I get it to rank? There's a couple things here. Reviews, posts, and Q&As, okay? First off, weekly. Your weekly task is to post 3 to 5 on your Google My Business listing. This can be as simple as closed property, new listing, or announcement about the area. And basically put it in, and then I gave you another ChatGPT prompt. So what we're going to do is we're going to write 3 to 4 for Visions First Realty right here. And then what I'm also going to do is show you how we schedule them in Bright Local. Okay, so again, if you have Bright Local, I'm going to show you how to schedule them. And don't worry, we're going to show you how to set up Bright Local later. This is just for reference in case you want to do this. So 3 to 5 tasks. Let's say Visions First Realty. What do we want to say? We'll just say new listing, okay? So draft post to ensure it meets the following criteria. Length under 750 characters. Perfect. Content, the post must include at least 3 of the following. Mention the primary business categories, real estate, healthcare, etc. Most cases, again, it's real estate. But if you're, say, talking about divorce listings, it could be legal. Or if you're talking about downsizing, it could be healthcare. Highlight high-value products or services offered by the business. Obviously, that's real estate. If you're buying or selling real estate, perfect. Then you need to specify a target location or service. Include unique selling propositions or social proof, awards, years in business, and again, social proving, achievements, reviews, etc. Okay. So what I want to do is I'm going to first start, and again, I'm just using ChatGPT to draft, but I highly recommend you do this in a Google Doc or something like that. Again, I'm just kind of going with the flow here. So let's say we had a new listing alert. New listing alert at 13132 at 132 North, we'll say Ashland Street in Washburn, Wisconsin. 3-bed, 2-bath on the water. On the water, perfect for a new couple looking for a getaway. So again, we need to be careful because ChatGPT is not going to check for fair housing or anything like that. So you have to be very cautious of this. I do want to preface that. You need to make sure we're not targeting demographics or anything like that. So be very, very careful. And again, even new couple is kind of risky, but Northern Getaway. Check it out from dates X to X with our daily open houses. Okay. This is the outline of a Google business announcement, period. Finish the announcement with the following criteria for Visions First Realty. Let's see what it gives me. Perfect, new listing alert. Visit Ashland, perfect for a couple's retreat or getaway, explore it. Our daily open houses from day to day. Vision First Realty, we specialize from waterfront homes, investment properties with years of trusted experience serving Ashland and Bayfield counties. Perfect, right? So we just want this little bit here and we can add it in. Now, how do I post these announcements? First off, if you want to post them manually, you just hit post clearly. So post, add post, paste her in. I highly recommend adding a button and just do like call now, and then add a number, or learn more and link to the MLS page on the website. Okay, highly recommend it. The other thing that you can do is you can add images. So I would add an image of the listing potentially and add that in there, okay? Easy enough. Now, how do we actually schedule these on Google My Business? Okay, well, we can't on Google My Business, which sucks, but we can on Bright Local. So if I go in here, we'll just do Google Business Profile Post Scheduler. Okay, so we'll do Visions First, 61, view. Create new post. We can add it in and then hit schedule. And we can pick a date, a time, and then click schedule post, and it'll publish at that time. Okay. Again, I'm not going to do it because this is just a fictionary post, but if you want to, you hit date, time, and it's done. Okay. Next up, we have monthly. Have a monthly photo dump. This means adding 10 or more images into your Google My Business listing each month, and this can be listing photos, local events, or just photos of you. Okay. Again, just a simple monthly photo dump. If you need to know how to add them, you just click add photo here, throw them all in, and you're good to go. Next is quarterly. Update the Q&A quarterly. This means updating if the market is currently in a buyer's or a seller's market. So if you want to do that, that's Q&A. Go in here. Apparently we're not using the Q&A for this one. But you need to ask a question. You can say, question about the community. Basically just update the Q&A and you can respond to them as well. Okay. So just make sure you're updating the Q&A quarterly, just to kind of make sure it's at least somewhat up to date. Google does check for this. Again, minor things. Now, the next biggest thing, in addition to location for ranking, is reviews. The higher the reviews, the more likely you are to rank. Period. End of story. Okay. So this is what I recommend doing. I recommend setting up an automation. Okay. You can do this in basically any CRM you have where you close. Okay. You let it close. You either put a postcard in the closing basket, like when you give them wine or whatever, put it in, say, hey, like, love it, absolutely enjoy the new house, yada, yada, yada. Here's the thing. I would really appreciate it if you left a review. Then a week later, you call them, just say, hey, just want to ask you a huge favor. I know like moving in has been absolute bananas. Would you be willing to just leave a 5-star review? Doesn't need any text, nothing like that. Something crazy. And again, you can do 2 weeks depending on what their movement time is. Okay. Then with that, you need to email and you need to text. So you call, they don't pick up, you email, you text, you just say, hey, haven't seen a review come in, want to make sure everything's okay. And you want to use a very specific psychological trigger, reciprocity. You help them, they help you. Okay? So basically, when you would write an email, say something along the lines of, hey, like, I hope you're enjoying the new house. Would you be willing to do me a favor? A favor. That's how you want to phrase it. A favor. Okay? So then email, text, and then you repeat. I would repeat bi-weekly, just so that they don't get annoyed. You can do weekly or you can do bi-weekly, but just make sure you're getting those reviews. Because the more reviews you have, the more likely you are to rank. Okay? Now, the third biggest thing, this is the fun one, is citations. Now, probably have no idea. Andrew, what is a citation? I'm about to show you. So, a citation is someone mentioning you, okay, on the internet. This could be Yelp. This could be Zillow. This could be Realtor.com. This could be Homes.com. Those are all citations. They mention you. The biggest thing for Google to recommend you is they need the same name. Okay, so what I created here for you is a Google citation cheat sheet. Okay, fill your location name, website, phone, categories, all of this, so that it is completely uniform. Okay, again, description prompt, announcement guidelines, it's all in here as well. So you can just copy and paste it. Now, I want you to fill all this out. Make sure everything is the exact same as your Google Business Listing, down to the capitalization in the address. Everything needs to be the same. Okay. Now, next question is, how do we actually get these citations at scale? Because let's be honest, you don't want to, I don't want to do it manually. As you can see, there's option 2. You can do it yourself. If you want to manually go to all the websites and create your own accounts, with a major drawback of time, it's extremely tedious, time intensive. Expect you to do around 30 hours of work before you really see any meaningful results. Or you could just pay Bright Local. It's $408 and it does all of the ones that they have on there. And with that being said, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that here again. So if I want to do this, we'll just do, we'll do Rick here. Citation Builder. It's in here, buy more citations. I just click here. And I can just straight up pay for citations. So if I want to do 50, remove harmful, citations, boom. And then you'll just get all these citations. You just basically, you click, it'll select the top 50 for authority, basically. So citation value, impact, boom, it'll update all of them. 50 manual submissions, removed harmful, and you just pay. That's it. It's so simple. And what it'll do is if you want to update these in the future, Bright Local can actually update it for you, or it'll create an email address for you to go in and actually edit them. Again, you may have to manually add that email address yourself, save all of that, but it's saved in Bright Local as well. So as long as you're paying for the subscription, you're good to go. Okay. That's how you get citations. Now, as you can see, we're kind of getting to the end here, but I want to show you tracking with Bright Local. So how do we do this as an agent? And then we'll recap what we have thus far. So what we want to do here is we actually want to see what is going on with the citation, with our Google Business Listing. Are we ranking? Are we not ranking? And that's what I showed you before. That is the rankings here. That's the local search grid. So I'll show you this. So again, changes. Okay, we need to update this. It's a little bit wonky, but it's all over. It's completely crazy. So again, Ashland Realtors, super high rankings. As you can see, 2, all of this good jazz. Where we're ranking. Okay. So how do we set this up? Well, if you go to all locations, we have to add location. One more location. Do you have a physical address? Yes. And then you can just straight up connect with Google My Business. This is going to let you sign in with Google. It'll find the next listing and you're good to go. If you don't have admin rights, which you should, you can just sit here, start typing the business name, and it'll let you set it up. Okay. So I'm walking through this. We're just going to hit, where is it? Next. We'll sign in. don't think I have an additional Google business profile. We'll find out. Yeah, okay. So we'll add Cheryl Towie for now. So if you want to add Cheryl Towie, Realtor Morris Plains, select, continue. Boom, Realtor Morris Plains, New Jersey. Is the location a service area business? Yes, okay. This should be good to go. Perfect. And next. All right. So we attached. Which is next. You don't need to connect Facebook or Google Analytics. So additional information about the citation builder. Just ignore that for now. And in this case, you want to do active. So the difference between active and ad hoc is basically this will only run manual reports when you want it. The active will just run weekly so you can continue to get updates. So I have this location. Now, we're going to want to hit monitor all data. Okay? If I scroll down. Perfect. So if you want to run the citation builder right away, we're going to hit start. And again, we'll prompt it right away. But leave all of this default. It'll run naturally. Rank tracker, local search grid, citation tracker, Google business profile audit, and local search audit. Honestly, I wouldn't run a local search audit right now. I would just run these 4. Okay. All this looks good. And next. Now, keywords. What do we want to do? So first off, I want to click all of these. Search area, type of business, and I want to do realtor, real estate agent near me, realtor near me, and I want to do Morris Plains we'll say realtor. So again, realtor, real estate agent near me, realtor near me, Morris Plains realtor. Easy enough. And this, again, switch that out with whatever service area you're in. Go down here. And I want you to copy all of these again, back down here. Now, depending on what you have, you want to do the max. Okay, 7 by 7. And I would probably do 3 or 4 mile. You just want to go pretty big, and we'll do 3 mile. But 3 or 4 miles, you want to go bigger than you think. Okay? Put all that in, hit next. And what it's going to do now is it's going to check all the citations. So see if you have citations in those areas. So as you can see, they didn't find her on Brown Book. They didn't find her on City Squares. They didn't find on Data Axle, Yellow Pages, Yelp, etc. So it's just going to go through all of these. Now, well, that does this. These are the keywords you want to use. Again, you basically use whatever, just the keywords as long as you have them. Use local search grid. Now, this is the Google Business Profile Audit. It allows you to see over time how things have changed. You're also to see a slight trend upwards, as you can see on this graph. It was that way. And as you can see, there's a huge dip in views here. Why is that? Well, the market crashed. And that's just kind of the nature of it. And it's also the coldest part of winter, I think. No, it's not. Basically, caves, sometimes market factors affect things. Like, things happen, right? Like, market is terrible. Okay, like, views are going to go down, obviously, right? So don't worry too much about that. Things happen. I just wanted to show you that. Again, your goal is to see improvement over time, and this won't change overnight necessarily. You want to see it slowly gaining and slowly gaining. And I want to reference this graph up here again. Where is it? Right here. You're going to see slow trends upward. Okay? So we'll go back here. Almost done. Almost done. We'll just hit finish. Okay, now it's all loaded and we have everything in here, just as I showed you before, okay? Now, kind of want to recap. So first off, we want to set it up. These are the guidelines here. If you need them, again, just reference the Canva, take a pause of the video, do that right now. Then we have the tasks. make sure above all else we are using the announcements. Make sure that we are at least doing that bare minimum on this for weekly. Set up your review system. You need this system, okay? You can forget, but if you do it naturally after every single closing, you don't have to think about it, it's done. Boom, check. Hit it off, hit the CRM, give them a call, you're done. That's what you want to do. Set it up in the CRM, okay? Citations. Honestly, in my opinion, if you have the capital right away to float, just float the 408. Get it done. You don't have to think about it ever again. Okay, run all the citations. It's easy. It's done. And then backtracking. So again, just make sure you're tracking it every single week. Make sure you're seeing improvements. So again, show you this. Rankings will update probably. Oh, no, it's still updating. It's not done. Okay. So now we have listing service ads. First off, what are these and how do we actually use them in general? So listing service ad is basically or local service ad as well. Sorry, I forgot they changed it. But basically, those are these. So it says Google guarantee plumbers in Dallas in this case, and it'll show up. And for you, it'd be like real estate agent, okay? So if I say real estate services near me, boom, you'd show up. Now, the advantage of listing service ads and why they are phenomenal for agents. Listing service ads work by only paying for qualified calls, i.e. not spam. Unlike other ad types, they are not pay-per-click. They are the easiest Google ad to set up and can be set up within 15 minutes. They're great for individual agents or brokerages just looking for a steady stream of inbound calls. What do I need? Right here. You need a real estate license, a working phone number, an email address, and your Google My Business profile. Okay? You can set up, let the handy dandy link here. So set it up, you get 2,500 in ad credit. If I think it's you spend 5K. Don't quote me on that though. But you just set it up, you can click get started, and I'll walk you through this here. Perfect. So it's set up. I'm just gotta go to search grid and it'll show you showing up. So she just started working with us, so we have absolutely nothing to show. But anyways, set up the ads here. Now, before I show you how to track, we'll show you how to set them up. Go in here, click continue. Oh, looks like it's glitching. Sometimes it'll do this. Basically, you need to put your region, state, zip code. Sometimes in certain areas of the country, you cannot do local service ads or listing service ads. Okay. In some parts of the country, in a vast majority of the country, you can. There's some parts in like the middle of Alaska that you can. Okay. So basically go through, you can give them state, job category. It's literally just a form. You will need to verify your real estate license though. So again, I'm not going to walk you through all that. Now, what I do want to show you is this. Tracking listing service ads can be hard. Making sure that they're profitable. So I created this handy dandy sheet. Right here, we have what's called ROAS or return on ad spend. We want to make sure that every penny that we put into the ads actually gets us money back. Okay. Real estate is hard to track. You can show buyers houses for 3 months and they finally pick one. Or you can list a seller's house and just be sitting on the market for forever. Okay. So we need to make sure we're actually tracking everything. What do we have here? We have cost per lead, average lead value, average sale price, commission, lead to close rate. Okay. That's what we need to know. So first off, we have Phil, Ava, just kind of examples. What you need to do is every single call that you get, and I mean all of them, you need to put in here. I don't care if it uses Zapier Flow. I really don't. Make sure they're all in here. Okay. Name, type, phone number, email, delay, commission, notes. Again, like I said, make sure it's in here. You can leverage your CRM for this. I will say most don't really let you do it. Like KV Core is not as good. Sierra Interactive is okay for it. But most of the CRMs that you have or customer relationship managers are just not going to work that well for this. So make sure you're tracking it in here, how much commission you got from them in the notes. Okay. So what I want you to do here is to estimate if the ads are profitable on a month-to-month basis. You want to add cost per lead. So what is cost per lead? As you can see, it's average spend divided by the total number of leads. So if I spent $1,000 and I had 38 leads, it costs $26 per lead. Okay. What is our close rate? So we need to know that from the calls to the close, what is our close rate? Then you want to put in your split, your commission that you get. I know somewhere like 2.4, 2.6, depending on where you are, and the average sale price. Okay. So what is the average sale price that you sell? Again, you do know it for you. It's very, very important. Once we do that, we can see this, which is estimated ROAS. So do we think it's actually profitable? Yes or no? ROAS, which is actual ROAS, which is lagged. Again, because we're grabbing all of these commissions from here. So if I set this to 0, this is going to change. Okay. Now, what I want to see is a 300% or higher return on ad spend. So for every dollar I put in, I get 3 out. And again, this is trying for commission and split. Now, I will say some agents like to change this from like 80 to like 60 or whatever roughly it is for their expenses. So if you're spending 40% on that, put that in. Most don't like to put in taxes. I'll just be honest, taxes are really, really hard to do, but maybe if you hire a photographer, add that in there as well. Okay. So basically make sure you update average commission split price for accurate return on ad spend, or ROAS, 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 return on ad spend. And for prep tracking, make sure all leads are qualified into this sheet, and it will auto update the ROAS in time to complete the main dashboard. Okay. So that's what you need to do for listing service ads. And this is where most agents get. This is like the perfect spot to be. Your Google business profile, if you're an individual agent, you can literally fill yourself up with this, with the free leads from ranking your Google My Business profile, minus, I guess, the citations that you have to pay for. And listing service ads. Like, you as an individual agent could be making well into the 6 figures by doing this. Super, super easy to set up. Literally forms, just minor adjustments. Okay. That right here is this part of the CANS framework. Again, catch. That's our catch. Our next spot that we want to do is search engine optimization. Again, this is the long-term play. This is the exponential one, if you remember. That compounds. If you show that here, again, this is the exponential. So again, mainly buyer leads, and it compounds. So let's hop into that. Okay, so shortcut. Got tea because you can tell my throat's scratching, and gum. So ignore the chewing. Just trying to like get through this. Anyways, now we're on to search engine optimization. This is, in my opinion, our bread and butter as a real estate agency. Okay, this is what we're really good at. SEO is the slow building monster that makes this lead generation system a legitimate lead printer. Okay, if you get SEO right, you will never have to worry about buyer leads. Again, buyer leads often leads to seller leads as well. Okay, for SEO, you'll mainly be targeting buyers keywords such as land for sale in X or homes for sale in Y. Okay, so for this, we're going to need 2 tools, Ahrefs and Google Keyword Planner. Okay, I'm going to pull up Ahrefs here for you. Ahrefs is somewhat expensive, all things considered. You only need the light. Just going to be honest, $129 per month. Get it, track it. That's all you really need as an individual. So I know as an agency we use advanced, but I highly recommend just getting light. That's all you really need. Okay. So this is what Ahrefs looks like. We can see traffic. And what's really weird about real estate SEO is you're not going to get a ton of traffic right away. It's going to be a very slow building monster. Okay. 6 months, we're talking from 24 to 184. It's just very linear. Like, it seems kind of linear when it comes to leads, right? It's not that crazy. It's not whatever. But what you fail to realize is this compounds month over month over month over month over month. So now we keep all the leads in this month, and it keeps going. Okay. So first off is setting up your website. This is one where, like, I hate to plug the agency, but I highly recommend you actually get it done well, because, well, it needs to be done properly for it to work, like, just in general. So first things first, set up your website. Okay, one sec. Okay, there we go. So set up your website. First step is to get the website. Most brokerages will supply you with a templated website. Bold Trails are interactive. I highly recommend you create something custom. Now, with us as an agency, we're actually pretty reasonably priced. Or you can look at someone like Agent Fire. I actually really like Agent Fire. Some guys are cool. Tell them I sent you. They do a great work. Again, info is great. Again, we are happy to create one for you as well if you feel free to look at a website developer. We'll do real estate by Cheryl. So this is just a good example, kind of what it is. This is one like we literally just created, so I don't think the MLS is even hooked up yet. No, it's not. So as you can see, it says Texas listings, but she's in New Jersey. So we just created this one. But websites like this, super easy. Okay. So what you need though, that's really important about a custom website is what's called a custom domain. So if you want to get one, there's a couple things. You need domain. GoDaddy, Namecheap. I personally recommend Namecheap. It's cheap, hence the name, but it's literally just as good as GoDaddy. Just it doesn't look as pretty. I don't know about you. I care about price, so I'd go to Namecheap. For maximal SEO purposes, we recommend referencing real estate, realtor, homes for sale, and domain. So again, example, we used real estate by Cheryl, New Jersey. So again, real estate, and NJ is New Jersey. Perfect. That's what you want. Assignment domain is different for every platform. You may struggle. In KV Core, for example, it's what's called a vanity domain. So you need help with that, I'm happy to show you, but again, it's called a vanity domain. Now I wanted to show you this. So the first thing that we need to do to understand domains is what's actually going on. So I referenced this earlier, third level domain or subdomain. Okay, I referenced subdomain earlier. For most agents, you're gonna have like your name dot and then your brokerage.com or whatever. Okay. You don't want that. You want the www. You're more likely to rank. This isn't like super studied. It's actually kind of contested, but for purposes, I'd prefer you have a www or just quite frankly, your own website in general. And it's super easy to set up. So let's show you how to create your own. So let's say we want to do, we'll do Phil from Alaska. Okay. Let me get someone to drink. Nice and hot still. Anyways, we'll do Phil, real estate, Alaska. Did I spell Alaska right? Alaska. Yes, I did. Sweet. First try. Okay, so nc.com is taken. It looks like we can't get that. We'll say, let's say, is a real estate Alaska open? I'm gonna guess not. Okay, so we just basically need to test different things. So real estate, Southern Alaska. .casa. .com. I'm not a .com. I want a .com. Oh, it actually is. Okay, interesting. This is the Phil one. Let's see. Ooh, look at that. So be careful of this. You can buy some of these, but brokers, since the internet has come around, have been buying up domains and charging exorbitant amount of prices for these. I'm not paying $10K for a domain. I don't know about you. So we'll just say Phil, Real Estate Alaska. See if that one's open. Perfect, $11 a year. Awesome, that's all we need. So again, simple domain. And this is again an example site. I already showed you that, that's Cheryl. So things to double check when you create a website. MLS compliance and what's called an SSL certificate. So we'll do SSL certificate to start just because it's easier. SSL certificate, I have no idea what even SSL stands for. I was going to tell you, but I don't know. Basically, it's just, is your website safe? It's Google's proxy for safety. So if it isn't, you'll see this. Your connection isn't private. Okay? That's bad. Someone looks into your website and says your connection isn't private. I don't know, but that screams scam. So I just double checked that that's not the case. Go in, go through it, whatever you need to do. You can double check here if you want. So we're going to say Real Estate by Cheryl again. Just because, again, like this is the newest website we've done. Enter. Perfect. Certificate info. That's encrypted. Issued by. All right. So the SSL is all set up. We're good to go. Validity 89 days yet. Validity remaining, 77 days yet. So perfect. SSL certificate is set up. Okay. Close all these. Oh, this is the fun one. MLS, or multiple listing service compliance. Everyone's favorite. Now, welcome to real estate being a regulated industry. You know how it goes. So this is a list of everything that you need to be multiple listing service compliant, okay? And we'll show you Cheryl's again. Required. The MLS name is clearly displayed on every page where a listing appears. This can be as simple as at the bottom. MLS disclaimer, it's all in here. Fair Housing Act, realtor information. 1 second. Where is it? I forgot where we put it on this website. It changes. But listing office, MLS notice. So basically saying the MLS is listed, and it is fairly obvious if you look for it. Next thing is listing data rules. Display MLS provided listing data without altering key facts. Price, status, address. Like pretty clearly obvious. MLS copyright notice, that's at the bottom again. MLS disclaimer, last updated. Copyright 2025 Garden State MLS, all rights reserved. Do not scrape or display unauthorized listings. Again, huge, huge no-no. Respect rules and what can be sold, pending rules vary by MLS, obviously. Keep listings updated with the MLS refresh schedule, often every 15 minutes to 24 hours. So, as you down here, when was it last checked? September 1st. It was last updated at 3:56. So it was last updated when I refreshed. Okay. Attributions and disclaimers. Show the listing broker attribution, listing courtesy of, and then broker name. The MLS disclaimers exactly as provided by the MLS, often in footer or near listings. Again, we already have that. Add consumer-facing disclaimer. Information is deemed reliable but not guaranteed. Again, on here again. So search functionality is limited and allowed to IDX fields. Location, price, bed, bath, etc. No automation valuation. Displayed unless MLS permits. Okay? You can add home valuation tools, but it needs to not be displayed on the website. Zillow, how they do it is, I believe it sends to your email, or I think that's also part of the reason you can't use the MLS on Zillow, and it's not fully up to date. So just FYI. No advertising of competing brokers unless rules allow. Again, this varies depending on the MLS. I hate to say it, but it is a royal pain. Branding. Clearly distinguish the broker and agent branding from the MLS listing data. Again, pretty numerous representations, MLS logo if required, displayed on listings. Again, varies depending on the MLS. Hey, so let's double check with your MLS, compliance, access. Those are through approved vendor or consultant. Example, SimplyRets. That's personally what we use. Contact information for the IDX and MLS compliance officer. Again, we put that in privacy policy. 10 records of vendor agreement and IDX agreement. Again, have that. Ensure lead capture forms are compliant with MLS and state advertising laws. Basically, make sure it's legal. I know it was a lot, but that's seriously a huge thing. I'm going to tell you just a story here. When I was, how old was I? 16 or 17 when I did my first real estate website. Because I didn't add the broker information properly, I nearly got the agent that I was working with fined. $2,000 for this. So it's not cheap. You guys know how the MLS works. You guys know what happens when we don't abide by their fun rules. So make sure that everything is good with the MLS. Okay. Next up, once we have it done, we need to make sure that we are in Google Search Console. Okay. So what does this mean? Basically, Google Search Console, I like to think of it as telling Google our website exists and giving it information about our website to be like, hey, can you show me for this? Sort of like when you hand in a paper and you're given just a little bit at the top, it tells you where everything is on the website, all of that. That's kind of what it's like. What is that called? I'm blanking. Anyways, a little bit at the top, basically like headings. That's basically what it is. Think of that. So if we go to Google Search Console, sure, am I logged into the right one? I don't think so. No, I'm not. Okay. Okay, so this is the team one. We have a bunch of clients here, Visions First, DMR. You get the idea. So let's show you Goodrich Group. This is what it'll look like when it's done. In the last 3 months, he has gotten 1.2K clicks. 1.2000. So start here, and we're still kind of like going around and switching things up. But how do we add a new property? You add here, simply add the domain. So if we're adding real estate by Cheryl, just add real estate by Cheryl. Okay. Put that in, click continue. Ownership already verified. So what'll happen is you're going to get something added to the backend, or what's called a TXT DNS. And what that means is it's basically just verifying that you own the domain. Pretty simple. So again, I'll show you real estate by Cheryl. Like I said, we literally just added her. So like this is we literally have data from the 20th, which is on the website live. We still haven't gotten the MLS stuff, so I haven't started pushing it. But basically, what I want you to go is go to Namecheap. Namecheap. There we go. Account dashboard. Don't steal my login information, please. Okay. Go to domain list. Let's say, we have a lot of domains. Realestatebycheryl.com, manage. Actually, I'm sure you different ones, so don't show the key. But we'll do homes by Cheryl. So in here, when it gives you, it's going to give you what's called a TXT. So I want you to add it to the root or an @ symbol. You want to go to advanced DNS. You want to add new record. You're going to add TXT record, and you're going to add an @ symbol. Okay? You're going to paste the value in, TTL set to automatic, and hit save changes. Within the next day or so, that record is going to be added, and Google is going to verify your website. Basically, hey, you are legit. We have Google Search Console access now, and it's going to show up like this. Okay? So that's what you need to do. Once you are verified, the next step is, okay, Google now knows that you are legit and you are the owner of the website, but it doesn't know where all of the pages on the website are. So how do we add that? If you go to pages, sitemaps, we have a sitemap. So we're start by Cheryl, you do /sitemap.xml. For some people, you're going to have a hyphen here, sitemap-xml. I don't believe Cheryl just gives a 404. I'm just going to look like this. It's going to look like code. And you can, I think most people will be able to do this. Okay? This is a list of every single page on the website. Okay? I want you to copy this, go to sitemaps, and enter the sitemap. Hit submit. Okay? Then it's going to add the sitemap to submitted sitemaps, and it's going to crawl through them. So there's 692 pages on Cheryl's website. Okay? It's going to crawl all of them. Now, I do want to add something here. Your email address will likely start getting things like, oh, this page can't be indexed, yada, yada, yada. Okay? That's totally normal. Okay? It's basically saying, hey, like a listing was removed from the MLS. We can't see it on the website anymore. We don't think it's an actual page. It's totally normal. Don't overthink it. Don't worry about it. So if you get that, that's totally normal. Okay? So, steps to get indexed, create URL, give Google your domain name, TXT record, and give it the sitemap. So that's what you do. Within a couple days or two, you're going to start getting these performance, and we're going to see how that goes. So again, we'll show you this one. 5K total clicks, 128 impressions, 28K impressions. Again, this is what you're looking for. Okay? So that's just kind of how setting up Google Search Console works and what you need to do. Our next step is IDX and MLS pages. Okay? So it's kind of a weird one. This is where a vast majority of your traffic is going to come from on search engine optimization. Just to preface this, we can now actually do search engine optimization. But up to this point, we have basically just set up the website. We've done nothing else. We haven't even started optimizing things. We haven't written blog posts. We haven't started optimizing pages. Nonetheless, sorry. I just can tell I've been talking a lot today. Okay, So anatomy of an IDX and MLS page. We're on to the about section. You can see we have a bunch of other things to do yet. If we go here, this is how you'll set up all of the pages. We need these things: about section, market statistics, multiple listing service listings. That's a mouthful. And then sub searches. Okay. So here's Real Estate by Cheryl again. Okay. So if I go to, on the top here, cities, Hackettstown. Homes for sale in Hackettstown, New Jersey. Okay. Skip Perfect Home, Warren County. Why choose Hackettstown? A little bit about it. City highlights. Okay. Market statistics. Median price. Average days on market. Price per square foot. The current market type. Why you should choose Hackettstown. And just a simple overview of the market. Okay. So again, about section, market statistics. Do you want to say this? It doesn't have to be as in-depth. A lot of pages are going to do this automatically. So just see if you can add this as well. Then below, we're going to have the MLS listings. And again, right now it's showing Texas just because, well, we're not hooked up to the MLS. So just ignore that. Then we go to the bottom. We have additional property types. Okay. These additional property types are going to be where you actually get the most traffic, especially when you begin. So in SEO, there's this thing called keyword competition. So first thing I want to say is, what's a keyword? Keyword is when you search up homes for sale in X, that's a keyword. It's the search query. What are people searching for? Okay. So typically, people won't do additional links for condos, duplexes, townhomes, waterfront land. You want to go for those because they're going to be easier. You're going to get less clicks off of them. But if you do it for every single little thing, it's going to snowball and snowball and snowball and snowball. Because if you get 2 clicks from all of the different towns you service, let's say you service 50 towns, that's 100 clicks a month. Okay. And then if you get 2 from duplexes, it's another 100. Another 100 from townhomes, commercial, land, waterfront. See, this snowballs. That's 600 a month already. Okay. That's just people seeing your website. So this is really how SEO snowballs. Because once you rank, okay? You can go down. Yes, it's very true. It's a very possibility. I want to preface that. But in real estate, because of the way that the market works, you're less likely to go down than other industries. So you want to do condos, townhomes, duplexes, commercial, land, waterfront. You just want to keep going and going and going and going and going and going, okay? So that's kind of the anatomy of an IDX and landing page. And you want to edit your page to do that. Again, I would love to show you guys, but every website's different, unfortunately. So I can't exactly show you, okay? And again, I want to preface this. No skipping steps right here. None. No skipping steps. Make sure that you do it for every single property type that you service. Waterfront, duplexes, townhomes, don't care. Everything. Heck, add waterfront condos, add waterfront duplexes, okay? Next up, we have keyword research. So I want to preface this. This is keyword research. How do we find what we should rank for? And this is how we're going to get into blog posts. So before we continue, I want you to get up, take a second, grab a cup of coffee. We have gone through a lot, probably about an hour in or so. So get up, grab some tea, grab some coffee, and just take a second. Okay, so we are now onto the keyword research section. Basically, what are we actually trying to rank for? So on this section, our job is to see what are people searching for in the local area. Again, this is going to be local specific. However, I do have a couple of ideas for you to search for. Okay, so what I want you to do is go in here. So first off, what is keyword research? Keyword research is the process of finding and analyzing the specific words and phrases or keywords that your target audience uses in search engines, such as Google, to find information, products, or services. So in our case, in real estate, that would be homes for sale, condos for sale, buyer's guide, seller's guide, that type of thing. So first off, we need to brainstorm some ideas. So I want you to go to this. This is Google Google Keyword Planner, conveniently. So for this, you're going to need a Google Ads account. If you don't have one, I highly recommend you set one up. Feel free to skip ahead. This is totally normal if you don't have one, but skip ahead. This is just an old account, so we'll hide all this. Okay, so what we want to do here is we want to find keywords in a local area. So again, we're going to use Cheryl. We'll do real estate by Cheryl. Okay, so first step is to get keywords or search queries of what people are searching for. So come up with a list of 10 different things people in your area would be searching for if they were looking to buy or sell a home in your area. Okay, this could be best communities in X, real estate market in X. So again, Cheryl's in New Jersey. So what I would potentially look for is best communities in New Jersey. We could say real estate market in Hackettstown. Real estate market in Chester. Real estate market in New Jersey. And just brainstorm like 10 of those. Right now, I'm just going to do 4. Okay, so we got 144 different keywords. So what I want to see here is look here. House price in New Jersey. Jersey City real estate market, New Jersey housing market, Atlantic City real estate market. Again, that one's maybe not on ours. Asbury Park real estate market. Okay. Real estate news, New Jersey. Okay. Jersey City housing market, South Jersey real estate market, Union City, New Jersey, Madison, New Jersey. Okay. So we got a bunch. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to go down here and I want you to hit 500. So this is going to show up all the keywords. Okay. I'm going to get all the keywords. Again, I would potentially do 10. You're going to get hundreds, couple hundred of keywords. This is totally normal. I just want to preface that. And then what we want to do is we now want to pick keywords. So what of these words that we potentially put in is actually worth writing about or creating a blog post about or creating a page about? So I want you to head to Ahrefs, which you should, by the way, have. So as you can see, Real Estate by Cheryl, literally just set it up. We got to rerun that, fix a couple things in the website. We're going to want to go to Keyword Explorer. Okay. So once we're here, I want you to click all of these and then click copy. This is going to essentially copy all these 144 keywords. Actually, we'll do a few more just to get a few more keywords to run through. I want to say best places to live in New Jersey. New Jersey, best communities in Hackettstown, Hackettstown real estate. What other ones did Cheryl have? Andover. Yeah, we'll do Andover real estate market. Okay, this should get us a couple more keywords. Okay, so 410. Basically, we're just trying to get a list. This is, again, a list of literally all the keywords that were used Google in Google Ads. So what I want you to do is I want you to paste it into Keyword Explorer. This is going to get us the list again. So as you can see, these are all the keywords and click search. So Ahrefs is going to give us a more SEO optimized, okay? It's going to tell us search volume. It's going to tell us how hard it is to rank for, keyword difficulty. It's going to tell us more about the SERP or search engines results page. So like if I search up best places to live in New Jersey, if I click on the SERP, S-E-R-P, search engine results page, it's going to show us the top 10. So these are on average what are ranking, okay? So what I want you to do on here to find the best to potentially, again, rank for, I want you to go to lowest DR in the top 10. So DR is basically, so it stands for domain rating. It's basically a guesstimate-ish of how authoritative or how trustworthy your site is to Google. So how likely is Google to actually recommend your site? And especially for newer, I want you to put up to 20, or if you're above that, I want you to round it to the 5. So like if you're at a 22 domain rating, you can round up to 25. Or if you're at a 42 domain rating, you can round up to 45. Or if you're at a 47 domain rating, you can round up to 50, okay? So just do, for now, 20, apply. For KD, I want to do up to 5. Okay, apply. And what that's going to do is that's going to filter everything. Okay. Now make sure right here, your search volume, okay, it's down. So right here, now we have a list of all of the different keywords that we could potentially go for. So best places to live in New Jersey, best towns to live in New Jersey, best places to live in New Jersey for families, best cities to live in New Jersey, best area. So there's a very clear and obvious thing that we could go for. Best places to live in New Jersey. Okay, very obvious. And if you actually look at this, again, the search engine results page, it's right over here. We can see that there's someone ranking. So who is this? Best neighborhoods, affordable moving storage. Okay, they're ranking. So our goal is to try and rank for this. We're not necessarily going to rank on the top 1 on the first try, okay? That's totally normal. I'll explain how we actually get there eventually. But for now, what we can see is these are the things that we want to try. So we're going to write a blog post for best places to live in New Jersey because it has, again, 1,000 difficulty. Or actually, we will do, let's see. Is there a higher DR in this one? 7, 55, 13.7. Okay, so yeah. We'll just go best places to live in New Jersey because that seems to have the highest keyword, highest search volume. By the way, that's what this is. Search volume stands for roughly how many people are actually searching for it every month. So this is what we're going to want to go for. That's how we do keyword research to find a blog. Now, as you can see, and here we go. So keyword difficulty of 5 or lower, DR of 20 max, and then organized by volume, highest top and bottom. And again, we're going to use Keyword Explorer. Now, what we want to do is we want to create a Google Doc. I'm just going to go into Google Sheets. Sorry, new Sheets. And what we can do is we can copy all these. So what I would potentially do is we have 37. We can copy them and we can just paste them, or we can export. Totally up to you. So if I want to update to Google Sheet, yeah, we'll send it to the team's email, export. Or we can copy and add in as well. So I'll show you that. If I just copy, you can just paste them in. Boom, we're going to get a list, nice and easy. Or if I switch to the team's email, let's see, where's the team email? There we go. There is the 10 best places to live. Here we go, perfect. So it's going to give us all of the data here. And what we're actually able to do is we now have a list of all the keywords and potential blog posts that we could do. So New Jersey rental market, New Jersey real estate bubble, best towns, South Jersey, best places to raise a family, New Jersey, good neighborhoods in Jersey. Don't even know. Best places to live, South Jersey, North Jersey, best neighborhoods in New Jersey for family, Montclair real estate market, best cities to live. So these are basically a list of all of the different blog posts that we could do. And again, you want to repeat this process probably every couple months for blog posts. Ideally, you want to be writing one a month, but just rinse and repeat. Okay, save keywords. Now, I would recommend going through and doing this for your IDX and MLS pages, and I'm going to repeat this process for just a second. So we have a list of all the blog posts that we can do. We're now going to do the research that we only really need to do once and save, okay? And then we'll go from there. So if we'll rinse all of this out. We'll just do homes for sale for all of them. So homes for sale Andover, homes for sale Hackettstown. Spell Hackettstown. You can just copy that. Hackettstown. Homes for sale Chester. Homes for sale. We'll do Blairstown, and then we'll call that. Okay, hit get results. So now we have a list of all the keywords again. I'm going to do 358 that we could potentially do. So what I want you to do is I want you to click here, click copy, okay? Go back to Keyword Explorer, paste it back in. Okay, so now we have 358 and we can see by search volume what people are searching. And 95% of these keywords are going to be like 10, okay, where it says 10 search volume. Reason being is there's just not a lot of people searching for it. And those are actually, oddly enough, the keywords that we want, because those are high intent, right? They're looking to buy or sell, and they're going to be easy to rank for. So that's what we want to do. And if you look at this, our keyword difficulty is 0, right? It's super, super easy to rank here for sure. Zillow, Realtor.com, Redfin. There's not really anything we're ranking super high here, but New Jersey Real Estate Network, if we just keep going, and you just want to try to rank for this. Okay, it shouldn't be too terribly difficult. Okay, so what I want you to do is hit all these and hit add to. So we're going to select all, add to, keyword list, keyword tracker, and you want to add it to whichever one you have. Okay, so Goodrich Group, Joan Conrad, Real Estate by Cheryl, United States. So now what it's going to do is it added those keywords to track for Cheryl. So if I go over here in the dashboard, should have been added to tracked keywords. We'll go back here. Add tracked keywords. Okay, so it didn't add them. But basically, I would just take the keywords, I would add them in here. So this is going to do, you can just paste them in. Sorry, paste, add keywords. What this is going to do is now every single week, at least how I have it set up, and the default setup is you're going to get an email, and it's going to allow you to track if you're going up with keywords, down with keywords, what's ranking, all that type of thing. It's basically just going to give you a pulse on how well you're doing with SEO, because those are the keywords that actually matter. I'll just be honest. So that's your goal. Okay. Now, back to this. So we have already done the keyword research. You just kind of want to double check how things are going. Keyword research, easy, 10 minutes. We blasted through that. We want to know our numbers. But now what we want to do is we actually want to write blog posts for SEO. So how are we going to rank? So again, we picked best places to live in New Jersey. So if I go to AI Content Helper, oh, it didn't reset yet, but our job is going to be to write a blog post for this. And so if we go over here, we want to outline, we want to write, and then we actually want to write. So writing continued, this should be checking. So we want to write, and then we want to check it. And I'm going to give you ChatGPT prompts for what you want to do, or outlining it. For writing, I'll show you need the slug, the meta description, you need EEAT experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. You need links to other blogs or pages, FAQ or statistics, and then the rest is basically writing the blog or article. Where we are at with SEO is pretty simple. You can basically write an article, and as long as the article is good, you are likely to rank for it. There's not a whole lot of difference when it comes to SEO copywriting versus just standard blog copywriting, okay? Now, that being said, you still need to be able to write good content. And I'm going to walk you through all of that, but there's a very specific way in which we need to write the content. So Google is a skim, like it's basically a skimming machine. It's going to skim it. And so what you need to do is you need to have a really strong outline for your article to actually rank. Okay? So what this is going to do, this ChatGPT prompt, is we're going to skip all of that headache of learning how to write those headings, outline it, and it's going to outline it for us. So I created this for you. I could create a whole course on just this part. So we're going to not go over that today and just go over what we need to do once we have the outline, the headings done, how to actually write it, and then how to check it. Okay? So that being said, let's hop straight in. Okay, so now we're actually going to get started on writing the blog. So the first thing that I want you to do is I need you to pick a keyword. So we have the list over here from Keyword Research. And on this one, I would just honestly just go down the list and knock out ones if the keyword is too similar to the other one. So like, for example, best places to live in New Jersey, best towns to live in NJ, right? That's basically the same thing. So we're just going to pick one. And you want to pick the top keyword based on volume. So whatever has the most volume. On here, this is going to be the keyword I'm going for. So I am going to create a new Google Doc. You can as well go onto AI Content Helper. You only get one a month unless you want to pay more. I personally don't use it enough to justify paying for more, but this is kind of what it looks like as well. So it'll get you full blog post, as you can see. It'll give you a content score, and you typically want to hover between 70 to 90 on here. So 80 is kind of the perfect spot, and it'll give you basic outlines. Okay, so personally, I'm going to use Google Docs. That's what I like to use. And I'm going to put keyword, slug, meta description. Okay. Those are the things that we need. So in Untitled Doc, I just like to put the keyword. So for slug, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to want to just do the keyword with dashes. Okay. So what that is that's what's after the URL. And I'll show you that in just a second. So if I go here, okay, I'm just going to say about us. This right here, this /about, that's the slug. Okay. I have no idea what slug stands for. I'm not going to lie to you, but that's what slug. So it's after. So like this would be the, if you add the dashes, it can't have any spaces, by the way. So if you add the dashes here, this would be what the slug would look like. And sometimes it'll have like /blog/ or slash like section /real estate /articles or /something and then the slug. That is not uncommon. So just do note that. Okay. Anyways, back to this. So what we first want to do once we have the outline here is we want to actually get, we have that first little bit, is we need to use this ChatGPT prompt. So your job is to create an outline for an article given a keyword. You are a professional SEO writer who leverages the internet to do competitor research. I actually had no idea that was misspelled. Anyways, competitor research and see what and why those websites are ranking. The article will be for so-and-so, client's website. Create an outline, just headings, and give feedback on why it could be improved and what will work well. Search the internet using the keyword and analyze. Wow. By the way, this is the exact prompt that we use, and it works great. And then given the keyword. So what we're going to do, I'm going to copy this. Let's go here. Come on. Okay. So I want to paste it in here. We're going to want to do a keyword. So this is the keyword. And then if we're writing for Cheryl, so we're going to want to say for the Cheryl Towie website, create an outline, just headings, and give feedback on why it could be improved and what worked well. Okay. Enter. So basically, it's telling it to go to the internet. I highly recommend you get ChatGPT Premium for this, or Pro, whatever it's called, just because it will do a better job. Feel free to use like Claude or Gronk or whatever AI you're using, but I recommend to make sure that it can search the internet because that's what's going to do it. So it's going to create an outline here, and I'll show you in just a second. But basically, it's going to give us everything we need to talk about, and we just need to answer and fill in the little bits and add a couple other things. And I'm going to go through doing this entire article with you as well. All right, so thought for about almost 2 minutes here. It's going to create the competiting tags, okay? Title H1, what they can lean on. So SEO, outline, headings only. So right here, best places to live in New Jersey, 2025 local guide by realtor Cheryl Towie. Okay, perfect. How we ranked New Jersey's best methodology and data sources. See the top New Jersey towns at a glance, okay, with a map. The overall top 10 best places to live in New Jersey, 2025. Best for New York City commuters, okay. Best for families, schools, park, and communities. Best value and first-time buyer spots. Best shore towns, best small town charm, best for outdoors, best for luxury buyers, best for retirees, and it'll go through the entire thing. Okay? So as you can see, it should have everything here. So here's why this outline will work. Again, and it'll tell you a little bit here. Beat what's ranking now. This year, it's year plus local, so EAT, EEAT match, which we kind of already mentioned before a little bit. H1 and niche, so perfect. We're already talking about authority, methodology, transparency. A dedicated method section mirrors top rankers. Money, USNWR, improving trust and snippet eligibility. Segment list cluster, perfect. Data and UX. Internal linking hub. So I'll explain internal linking in a second, but kind of top level overview is backlinks are what give your website trust, authority, or what's going to increase the DR that we mentioned earlier. And so adding internal links from this one to potentially another page is going to increase the trust on that page as well. Okay. So then we have recency hooks, all of that. How to improve it further, editorial and technical, and it'll kind of give you everything that you need here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this right here. And it should, if I did this right, copy. If not, we're going to have to adjust a couple things. If it'll let me. Okay, there we go. Okay. Don't have a mouse today, so. Come on, work with me here. There we go. Okay. Copy here. And I like to start this on a second page, and we'll just paste it in. Okay, perfect. So if you see everything appear on the left-hand side, that's perfect. It's exactly what we want, okay? That means that these are actual headings. So if I click on this one, it says H2, it says heading 3, this is normal text. Okay. So what we want is this H1, that means heading 1. So this right here should actually be heading 1. This right here should be a heading 2, etc., and go through. So make sure all of those are correct, and then you can delete where it says H1 here. Okay. And we're just going to go through and do this for all of them. Now, again, I'm not the real estate agent, but basically we want to pick top towns. Just kind of guesstimate. You don't have to be perfect. To be honest, like I would ask, consult, especially assuming you're the realtor, like make sure you know what the top towns are inherently. I wouldn't even recommend plugging your own towns on this one as well. So like make sure it's a legitimate article, just be trustworthy, even if you're not recommending your town, right? You just want to rank, okay? Best for New York City commuters. You have all these. So we'll go here. We'll just ignore these for now. But do H2. H2. Okay. So now we will actually get to start writing. So first part is I would add an intro. So right here, we're going to add an intro. And we're going to start with that. So most of these are only going to be like 4 or 5 sentences under each essentially heading. So under here, I would say something along the lines of best places to live in New Jersey. This is, in this guide, we will be going over the best places to live in New Jersey. From luxury to family homes, we have you covered, okay? And I just want to know, like, one of the important things here is AI is all over the internet. Don't use AI to actually write these articles, okay? You want your tonality to come across. This is super, super important. So one of the things that we do that's different than a lot of SEO agencies is we'll sketch out the articles first and then we'll put them into production, okay? That means we're writing content that is authentic and real, right? Google can penalize AI content. There's studies on that. It's a bit dicey, but it's not something you really want to risk, right? Like, as a local realtor, your reputation is everything. And so if you're genuinely writing these articles, you can be like, oh, like, yeah, I actually have an article on that if you want to read it. There's a lot more information as well. And you can even use it as a like a value add for your clients. If you aren't going to be able to do that, I won't even post it. Okay. So just make sure that you're writing high quality posts, high quality articles as you go. So back to writing. In this guide, we'll be going over the best places to live in New Jersey, from luxury to family homes. We have you covered. In this case, we'll say, what are Cheryl's top ones? This ranking is by Cheryl Towie, okay, one of Weikert's top real estate agents. She was in the top 100, Cheryl Towie. Top real estate agents in 2025 and 2024. And a New Jersey lover, something like that. That's it. That's all we want to do, okay? So right here, what we're doing is we're just basically building authority. So how I like to look at this is open loop authority. So right here, what we're doing is we're opening the loop. In this guide, we'll be going over the best places to live in New Jersey, from luxury to family homes that you've covered, okay? So increase interest. It tells you exactly what's going on. It opens the loop of the article. And then we added authority here, okay? Next, how did we rank them? Methodology and sources. So again, we're gonna have to do some research basically on sources, that type of thing. Like if you're a real estate agent, you're actually gonna know this. You're gonna wanna go through, you're gonna wanna write a little bit. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to cut real quick, and I'm gonna finish writing this article, write the sources, and then we'll come back to it. Sound good? Okay, so I just finished essentially the draft of what you should have. I wrote the entire article. Now we need to make some adjustments before we actually publish the article. So, as I kind of hinted at earlier, we have internal linking. That's a huge thing in SEO and is extremely, extremely important. So, let's go over here. First off, writing. We're in an article, you need to have an outline. But there are two additional things you'll need: the slug, the meta description. Okay, perfect. We already kind of have a brief little bit on that. In addition to writing the article, make sure you use these best practices. Okay, so while doing that, we kind of already eat experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness, EEAT. Link to other blogs, which is internal linking. So best page to link for are homes for sale. Those are the ideal ones. FAQs are statistics, and the rest are simply just writing the blog or article. So first off, I'll show you what I have. Best places to live. We have kind of what we started. All of this. Ran through and kind of go through all of the different ones. Did I not? I don't think I linked these properly. Anyways, I have to relink these. But basically, if we just go through all these. And one thing that I did, by the way, before I put this here, is you can run it through, I just like to run it through ChatGPT after I'm done to basically say like, hey, can you format this and make it look pretty? But I honestly, it's a really good idea because then I don't make any like kind of silly mistakes, if you will. And boom, it's all here. So I don't think we actually have Glow Monarch either. And then we can just go through and make sure everything's good. Then we have compare costs, family. We made a table here for median home prices, all of that. Adding like little widgets like that are really, really good. As you can see, we have a bunch of, we have an FAQ down here, show FAQ of New Jersey. So we have all of those kind of core structural parts. Now we just need to link. So first thing that I would do is I'd pick your 5 main cities. So Hagstown, Andover, O'Brien's, Blairstown, Chester. Okay. So are they ranked in here? No. Okay. So we want to go through all the cities, and I would honestly just link to them. Okay. So what do you service? Okay. And how can you link? So we already mentioned cities in here. That's perfect. That's what we want. So like, sorry, if we scroll up, where are we? Princeton, Westfield, Ridgewood, Montclair, Jersey City, all those things. If we go in here, scroll all the way down, we have a list of all the cities she services. Okay. I honestly have no idea what city she services, so we're just gonna quick. I think Highbridge was noted in here. No, okay. We'll find one. One sec. But yeah, just link to the towns that you potentially service, okay? So Montville, Madison, Denville, Dover. We'll just say well, okay, Madison. There we go. Okay, so Madison. So right here, we have Madison in here. So if we just copy the link to Madison, so that's this /city/Madison page. And we will do Command K, paste the link in here. Boom. That's what you do. We basically need to do this with the homes for sale pages. So if you have Princeton, paste that to the Livingston one. Westfield, boom, same thing. Ridgewood, we'll do Ridgewood. Is Ridgewood on here? Okay, anyways, so that's the point. Basically on here, what we want to do is we want to take the pages that she services or places that she services and paste them into this blog post and link to them. That's what we want to do. Next up is the meta description. So this is best practices about, I think it's 500 is what it is. And what we're going to want to do is write just a little blurb about it. So if you're looking for the best places to live in New Jersey, this is the article for you, something like that. If you're looking for the best places to live in New Jersey, this is the article for you, period. From school rankings to affordability rankings, we have it all, period. Some just so simple like that. You don't need anything crazy. Quick little blurb about the article, basically. Okay, article's actually written. We have the internal links, that type of thing. Next is check. Writing using this prompt. If you get below an 80 score, I would highly recommend rewriting the blog. You're a professional SEO writer for, and then this is us, they do SEO for real estate agents and brokers. You'll be given an article, and your job is to look it over. Should incorporates 3 of these things. Okay? So we're just going to copy this, go over ChatGPT. I'm going to do a new one just for now. And we're just going to paste the article. Okay, perfect. Paste that in here. So strengths, weaknesses, missing a how-to section, long tail keywords because you use a little bit better. Rating, 85. Okay, so right here, it looks good. Ready, it has 3 of the 5 required, statistics, FAQ, and partially long tail keywords. So perfect. That's what we want. The article is good. It's ready to publish. So now we need to put this in the blog section, and this will be the first one that we do. Now, I'm going to put this on Cheryl's site just for now, but what we would do after we publish the article, again, if we add the like /blog/ and then we'll just say 1 or whatever, if this is the blog, okay, what we want to do is we want to go to Google Search Console. Okay, hit start now. And we'll just do, am I on the right account? We want to go to Real Estate by Cheryl and paste it in. Okay. So it's not on Google. We just click request indexing, and then it will index the page and tell Google there's a new website or a new page on the website. Okay. That's writing blogs. Now, for here, with the blog posts, or backlink next, I highly recommend, highly recommend you do a cadence of once a week to maybe bi-weekly. Blogs are really important for ranking just because they're kind of what tells Google, hey, like this is someone who actually knows what they're talking about, in addition to backlinks, which is what we are going to get onto next. Okay. So for this sake, try to write them again once a week to bi-weekly. Up next, we have backlinks. So first off, what is a backlink? A backlink is a link on one website that points to another website. And in the context of SEO, search engine optimization, it's often called an inbound link. Honestly, most people that I know call them backlinks. From an SEO perspective, high quality backlinks act as votes of credibility from other websites, signaling to search engines like Google that your site is trustworthy and valuable, which helps improve your site rankings and search. No, again, backlinks are, in my opinion, the hardest part of SEO. And for links to count towards rankings, they need to be on do follow, need to be a do follow link, and a do index page. So first thing that I want to show you is how do we actually check this. Trying to think where's a good spot. We'll go to legendary. Okay. Oh, what are they doing? Jade posted this one. Okay. Okay, so here's kind of a better one. So right here we have a link to best neighborhoods. So what I want you to do is go on here, right here. I want you to hover over it. So what I kind of did here is I went here, I went to more tools, I went to developer tools, okay? 3 little dots, more tools, developer tools. Go in here, hover over this. We'll see Ahrefs. It's a no opener. If it doesn't say no follow or do follow, just it is a do follow link generally. So, well, do follow. This is a do follow link. And the page, if we go in here and we press Control F and we look at index, as no index, href, no index. Let's see. Tab, index. So this is an index one, okay? There's nothing saying no index on here. There was just potentially no index, okay? So we just have to look for a no index tag as well. So make sure the page is indexed, okay? And 2, that the link is not a no follow link, okay? So how do we get these? First option is buy backlinks. Honestly, it's probably the easiest. There are plenty of ways to get backlinks. If you have the budget, I would just buy them. That's tedious to get them. I'm gonna go over 2 other ways that you can get them as well. But this is, I guess, considered cheating in the SEO community. It's very contested, like you shouldn't buy backlinks, blah, blah, blah. When you're a small local business like this, especially in real estate, it's basically the only way to get links, especially when you start out. And so I would honestly just buy them. And for this, I'd personally recommend Fatjo. That's what we've used before. And it works really well. They do good service. So if you're buying backlinks from them, you should be fine. Okay. So backlinking advanced. And then we are on to the last part, which is the lead capture mechanisms for SEO. Okay. So first off, finding backlinks. First off, we need to figure out what are backlinks that could potentially be good for us. Okay. List here local chambers of commerce, plumbers, nonprofits, or any really other type of local business. The easiest is probably chambers of commerce, just to be honest. Then you want to get yourself added to all of the local directories and chambers of commerces. You can find them. That's, again, the easiest. That's a form of citation, which we have actually mentioned before. And I'll show you up here. So citations, which we already mentioned. So running your citations here as well, doing this for Bright Local is going to get you links as well, which is important for ranking. So for backlinks, start here, okay? Then you can start buying backlinks the other way, okay? So pay for all the citations with Bright Local. Then we'll start going over here to like local chambers of commerces, nonprofits, plumbers, that type of thing, okay? So for local chambers of commerce, we'll do New Jersey Chamber of Commerce. Yeah, okay. So right here, like you could join. And basically all of them are gonna give you a link. Super, super easy, okay? So let's see. Foundation, our history. There should be a careers, our history, driving connections, business at board of directors. So maybe on our team. Usually there's a list of all of the businesses where you'll get a link. Usually. One sec, we'll see if we can find it. Chamber Edge, or full archive.
Maybe they don't have one. Okay. Let's see. New Jersey Chambers of Commerce. New Jersey State Chamber of Commerce. Maybe this one will have it. Okay. Anyways, most of these are going to have different ones. I know Fox Cities Chamber of Commerce has it. There we go. So I'll show you on here. So yeah, it shows all the members. Become a member of member directory. There's usually a member directory on the Chambers of Commerce where it's going to have like this exactly. So if I just go to asphalt and paving, boom, shows all the businesses. So if I look for real estate, boom, Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group, visit website. Okay, easiest backlink of your life. Now, what is the next one that we can do? Nonprofits, plumbers. So anyone in those chambers of commerces are often likely to give you a backlink. You just have to ask. A lot of times I like to send emails out and be like, hey, mate, like I'm trying to boost my website's local, my presence. I was curious if you'd be willing to let me write a blog for your website. You can approve it and everything, and I'll throw you $75 or something. That works a lot. You're going to get a good chunk of no's, but if you do it at volume, you can get backlinks for sure. Okay. So again, make sure you added all the local directories, chambers of commerces, plumbers, nonprofits, all of those. Feel free to reach out to them and ask. Okay. So the one thing that I will say is if you are going to do a backlink, you want to check a couple things before you even reach out to see, is it worth your time? Is it going to boost your website? Okay. So given the business is local, we're looking for two things. Any amount of traffic above 40, okay, and a domain rating of above 10. These links will ensure that the links that you actually get move the needle. Anything below that, it just kind of like, not really going to do much for your website. It's not really going to boost it. So how do we do this? So if I'm looking up plumbers in New Jersey, 24-hour emergency plumber, Pennsylvania. Yeah, okay. Proficient plumbing. We'll do this. Mr. Rooters. So we'll grab 3 of these and we'll use them as an example. So Ahrefs, that's what we're looking for. Okay. So we're looking for is traffic. We will just first off copy this. So what you want to do is you want to copy the URL and paste it into this little search bar up here, domain or URL. And it's going to get us this page. So what were the criteria again? Traffic above 40, DR above 10. Okay, I'm just going to put 40 plus above traffic to make it easier. Okay, for traffic 10 DR. So this one right here, Proficient Plumbing, they have, go over here, 500 traffic, organic traffic. By the way, organic, not paid. This is very important. Paid doesn't matter. Ignore paid. You want above 40, and the domain rating is 10. So this one is good to go. This one is perfect. We want to reach out to them. Let's see the next one. $19. And they have 283 traffic. So again, perfect, good to go. This one will be one worth reaching out to. Again, 20 and 154. Perfect, good to reach out to. So basically just making sure that you actually have a website that's worth reaching out to. So just go through before you do it and double check. Okay. So the next one is outreach for backlinks. Now, to get the decision maker and phone numbers, get the decision maker's phone and email. Now, there's a couple ways that you can do this. One, you can scrape from the website. So actually, we'll use Jersey Plumbing as an example, potentially. I recommend getting this. It's free for the first, I think, like 50 or something. And then you have to pay for it. But basically, honestly, start is fine for you guys. Yeah, free for the first 50 per month. Basically, it allows you to go like this. If I go here and I hit Hunter, it's a Chrome extension as well. It'll pull up all of the emails associated with the website. So right there, I can just get a bunch of emails for the people at these decision making. So plumbers in New Jersey. So we'll say Proficient Plumbing again. We'll go there. Let's see if this pulls up anything. Boom. So Paul, CEO and founder, he'd be the guy I want to reach out to. Shoot him a message, be like, hey, like, would we be able to? Perfect. That's what we want to do. So that's an easy way to get it. The other one is honestly just looking at the website. A lot of times these companies will have people's names. So, or an email that you can reach. Yep. So coded by Anti-Spam and Clean Talk. So you could definitely message that. You can call for sure. Sometimes on Facebook, they'll have it. I'm going to show you that as well. Yeah. So you'll have right here at yahoo.com. Perfect. So those are all the ways that you could potentially get an email. Next is you'll have to email and call them. Offer, I recommend $75. Honestly, most people are going to take $75 for a backlink. I get it. That might seem kind of steep for some people. It's not the end of the world. Honestly, if it's permanently increasing your website and it's a long-term backlink, it's worth $75 basically every time. So I personally use Instantly as well if we have to do this at scale. So we'd scrape leads, basically grab all the plumbers in the area that reach that DR. And then we would run an Instantly campaign in the back end just to email all of them. So on the left, we have an Instantly campaign. Here we go. I don't think it says how many. But anyways, we have 58 local businesses we're for or we're willing to give a link. So that kind of gives you a good ratio of what you're looking for. Okay. And what I would just do is every month or so, I would do like 50 or 100 outreaches. Pretty easy. Like it'll take you like a day or two. Super, super easy. Okay. So that's kind of a high level of backlinking and what to do. Again, like this is one of those things where it's really, really hard to do and do very specific. So if you have backlinking, feel free to do additional research as well if needed. Okay. So the next spot is lead capture mechanisms on your website. So this is extremely, extremely important, and we're going to kind of talk about it. First off is the IDX and MLS lock. This is if someone is browsing websites and you can lock the MLS feed. Most websites have it. I highly recommend doing 3 is kind of the sweet spot that we found, 3 property views. Now, I will say this. If someone comes to your website and they leave without giving you their email, that was a wasted website visit. Okay? You want their email so that you can put them into a newsletter, which we will explain why later. But again, we have a CANS framework for a reason. We have to catch here. We want to catch their email and phone number. That's our goal. So name, phone number, timeline, pre-approval, most common questions on this MLS feed, super simple. And again, the sweet spot is 3 property views before the pop-up, and that seems to get us the most and highest quality leads. Okay. The next option is a lead magnet. A lead magnet is a simple where you give someone something for their information. Someone's contact information, example, a home valuation report or buyer's guide. Most common is probably the home valuation report. See a lot of buyer's guides or seller's guides as well, but I think they're overused and kind of abused. The home valuation, you just like, you can't go wrong with it. Offer a free home valuation. Be like do something unique with it. You can even offer a Loom video as well, which is really, really cool. So it's really, really important that you use both of these because this is going to get you, the home valuation report specifically is going to get you a lot of seller leads. This is going to get you all your buyer leads. So make sure you use both. And I'll kind of show you on Vision's first website. This is an iHouse web website. Most websites are going to have it naturally. So if you're a seller, for market analysis, see what your home is worth today. Basically enter your address and boom, good to go. Whereas if I browse listings, it'll pop up eventually. We'll try this one. There we go. It'll pop up. I think he might have set it 5, but it'll eventually pop up. Basically pop up saying, hey, like, check. Could also just be signed in as well. But basically just make sure that you have these lead capture mechanisms in place because all SEO does right here, we remember, our goal is to increase traffic. Okay. So right here, total clicks, how many people are seeing your website? And if people are seeing your website, but you don't get an email or a phone number out of it, it's kind of useless, right? Like, so just make sure that you're getting that. So now I've kind of gone over your Google My Business listing. We've gone over search engine optimization at a high level. Our next is ads, which is the paid, like super, super aggressive way to advertise. So for this, we're going to need to do catch ads. And this is all we're going to go over to start with. So again, I want to show you this. So first off, Google Ads is the fast hitting lead machine that 10x's your business overnight, but the catch is it's expensive. Ads are not cheap, and thus we need to track literally everything. Okay? Now, our tools here are Google Ads and our Google Ads cheat sheet. So our Google Ads cheat sheet is here. One second, let me make sure I linked it. I think I forgot to put it in there. Here we go. The cheat sheet right here. So if I grab this, I'm going to put it right here for you guys as well. Okay. So this is the Google Ads cheat sheet. It's going to show us approximate ROAS because let's be honest, again, real estate can be slow, right? Like we show some buyers houses for 3-6 months. So we need to kind of get an estimation as we're running the ads. Okay. It's going to show us our cost per conversion. So our cost per lead that comes in. It's going to show us our average lead value. Okay. Our average sale price, our commission. Again, track this. So update this, average sale price in your area. And what I like to do is I like to average basically what the different places are telling me. So Zillow, Realtor.com, Homes.com, whatever. Commission, what percent? What commission split are you on? Again, this is going to vary even based on the year, like what it is. I like to put it at the lowest. So like if you're on an 80-20 split that increases to like 95-5, make sure you put 80. I just like to be conservative with this. What is your lead to close ratio? Again, be conservative with this. And then closings and leads. And your lead to close ratio will just calculate off of this. So right here we have catch ads. This is literally everything that you need. Okay, you can copy these ads step by step. Like you don't have to think about the ads, they're done. So first off, I want to remind you what are catch ads. So catch. Intent-based buyers and sellers, simple search campaign, target homes for sale, convert with IDX lead forms or retargeting. Amplify. We retarget. This is where we're going to get Performance Max ad campaign, email and SMS. This is where your Google Business, SEO, and Google Search sit. And then this is where SMS and manual phone calls happen. Okay. So the first step is to adjust your website. Before we had the lead capture mechanisms where we recommend 3. Okay. So if we go back here, we recommend about 3 property views. For ads, I recommend 2. You need to get literally everyone. And don't make it required. Sorry, make it required. Don't make it optional. You need to make it required for it to be worth your time. Okay? So let's go back. Where are we? Here we go. So you need IDX pages. You need a clear home valuation. Make sure that's at the top. Okay? So that needs to be clearly visible if you're running ads. Because that's where you're going to get seller leads. This right here is basically paid SEO. You don't get any freebies. You don't get any free people browsing your website. It's paid. You pay for every single person that comes to your website, and it can be $1 or $2. So it's extremely important they get it right. Next is subdomain. If you would like, you are able to use a subdomain for Google Ads. That's basically like, again, your name .blank.com or whatever, right? This is if you really want to segment it. So if you'd like, you're able to use a subdomain for the Google Ads. Again, this will allow you to more easily see where people are coming from. Like you can tell, okay, this many people came from ads, this many people came from SEO, this many people came from your Google My Business listing. It's just easier, okay? And it's honestly just going to give you more flexibility. Again, it's totally up to you if you want to use a subdomain. So the first step is we need to create a Google Ads account. And I'm going to walk you through this step by step. So bear with me while I open this Coke, and then we'll create a Google Ads account. To ads.google.com. Ads.google.com. And what you're going to want to do is just click sign in. You need to create a new Google Ads account, and you can see I've just been testing a bunch, so we're just going to create a new one. So we need to create our first campaign. So this, we're going to do Visions First Realty, and we need the website. Next. So this first part, we're basically just going to go through, tell them that we have everything. Basically just get, like Google, get a synopsis of the business, and we can just skip all this. But it's going to force us to set up a Google Ads account. So again, we're just going to skip through all of this. We can skip again and skip again. Yes, leave campaign creation. Billing country, United States. Whatever. For this instance, we're going to use New York time, so Eastern Standard Time, US dollar. Okay, so now what it's going to do is it's just going to confirm what card do we want to use on the account. Set up your payment method, set up everything in here. Again, it's already set up for me, so you don't have to worry about it, but just know that. So again, I highly recommend hitting no on the personal guidance. Otherwise, I get calls from Google way too often. I hit yes once or twice on accident, and they call you a lot. So I would personally hit no if you are somewhat familiar with Google Ads, but you can hit yes if you want. Okay, so now it's basically just going to tell you about the organization. So right now you want to hit no. And in this case, we're going to hit no as well. Yes, we pay for Google Ads directly. And click Save and Continue. This is basically just regulation purposes to ensure that everyone's compliant with Google Ads. So again, Visa, everything is set up. So basically what's going to end up happening after you get through all of that is you're going to land on either this is option one, or you're going to end up on a smart campaign, or essentially like easy mode for Google Ads. So if you do end up on essentially, it's called, I can't remember the exact name, but basically smart mode, I believe is what it's called. You're going to have a little wrench icon here. You need to click that and then switch to expert mode. So let me just switch to expert mode, Google Ads. So if I go in here, I'll just show you this one. Show you kind of what it looks like. So if you're in here, it's going to be this little setting right here where it says settings. And then I think he actually does he does this in the video. You're going to get a little drop down here, switch to expert mode. And you just need to go through, you need to switch to expert mode. Once you switch to expert mode, you will show up on this page. This is what expert mode looks like, okay? So again, this is what expert mode looks like on your Google Ads. I need you to get to this point. Okay, so shortcut there, I was running into some, Google's glitching right now, so I can't actually show you how to create an ad account. It won't let me. But I had the previous recordings from an old course, so we're putting that in there for now. Now, that being said, our next step is to actually start creating the ads. After we get out of the account, we switch to expert mode, and we have no campaigns in the account. Okay? So first step is to do keyword research. Then we're going to create our first campaign and ad set, and we're going to create additional ad sets. So that's going to be what we do here real quick. So first off, keyword research. If you remember, we have the cheat sheet here. Open that back up. In here, under catch ads, down here, we're going to have the keywords. Homes for sale, city houses for sale, townhomes for sale, apartments for sale, condos for sale, MLS for sale. You get the idea. Okay. So I'm going to bring up Cheryl Towie. Well, sorry, it's Real Estate by Cheryl. So we're going to use her as the example today, just because we've been using her for everything. I'm going to pick it's Hackettstown, so we're going to run. That's Hackettstown, and we're going to run it on this old account. Oh. Okay. Campaigns. Hit new. So, sorry. Once we're in here, we first need to do the keyword research again. So we need to go to planning. Again, down here, tools, planning, keyword planner. And I want you to, we're just going to make a copy for now. And for your first ad set group, I actually want you to edit this sheet. It's going to help you understand kind of what's going on. Okay. So if I do homes for sale, We're going to say, is it Hackettstown, homes for sale. Okay. I want you to fill this in. So we're going to go through all of this. Paste it in here. Paste it in here. And when it says state, by the way, on here, just preface, typically people just do NJ. Okay. So I'm just Hackettstown, NJ. City, Hackettstown, NJ. Property for sale, Hackettstown. Okay. So now we're going to take these keywords, copy them into here. Keyword planner. We're going to hit discover new keywords. Paste these in here. Oh, invalid characters, so just ignore that. Click at results. Oh, and I think I accidentally, yep, there we go. I'll just remove that. But, so now we have a list of 58 potential keywords that we want to rank for. Okay, so all of these. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit here. We're going to hit copy. And we're going to go down right underneath, one under, and paste them all in. This right here, this is, sorry, we'll actually add them down here. So it doesn't, but right here, now that is our list of total keywords that we want to rank for with this ad campaign, okay? So that's what we're paying Google to show us up for. And so for context, Google search ads, so if I look up homes for sale, New Jersey, we should get some show up. So it says sponsored up here, or Sim the Poor Group, Roller Coaster VIP. So these right here, okay, are essentially what we're paying for. These are the Google search ads. These are what will show up. And so we want to make sure that we're paying for keywords that actually make sense for us to show up for, okay? So again, that's what we grabbed here. Our next step, see if we continue, we can close this. We now need to create the ad campaign. So we're actually gonna do it all in here. We're gonna update this first. So again, we're gonna do Hackettstown. Hackettstown. I'm just gonna copy Hackettstown. And we're gonna go through all of these, okay? These are the exact headlines, and I'm gonna show you exactly how you set this up. Now, I do wanna preface, that's so many listings on the market. I highly recommend you update that. So the logic here is we pin one, we pin two. So the second one is always how many houses on the market, active listings, live MLS updates, some additional information. And the third one here is some sort of social proof. How many homes has you sold? How many successful transactions? How many 5-star reviews, et cetera, et cetera. That's what you kind of want to put in here, okay? And then again, we want to go in here, Hitty, city, state, city, city, state, New Jersey. Okay, perfect. So down here, you have two options for site links. So option one is you do adjacent cities. So like she had Hackettstown, we would do the other 4. I think she has 5 here. So we would do like Andover, Bryan, Blairstown, and Chester. We would do those 4 here. Or we can do the feed for homes, duplexes, condos, and new homes. Okay? For this instance, I'm going to do these. So if I go in here, okay. Then we want to get the link for all those as well, and I'm going to paste those in. So I conveniently add them at the end of the bottom of this. So condos page, condos, duplexes. This is homes. And while we have homes, we're also going to paste that at the top. So right here, where it says display path. Sorry, display path, you want to do like slash Hackettstown. And then you can add the link above, okay? Sorry, targeted URLs right here. There we go. Hackettstown, and then new homes. Is there new homes on here? Now we're just going to do townhomes for now. Okay? Let's basically fill all this out. Then I want you to take a look at here. We have negative keywords, so these are what we're not going to show up for. And these are negative locations, so that as well. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to go to the Google Ads account. I'm just going to use this one for now. We'll go to campaigns. And then right here on the top left, we're going to create a new campaign. New campaign. Now, here I want you to hit leads. This is going to be your goal. Let me just dismiss. Okay, there we go. So leads, submit lead form. Ideally, you want to set up conversion tracking. I'll show you what that is in a second. But if you don't have it, just click add goal. Sorry, if you don't have it, we'll go back a sec, we'll backtrack. So if you don't have it, it's in here, it's in summary, goals, conversion, summary. Create conversion action. So again, based on your website, you want to set up a conversion action to be someone signing up on the website. So with KV Core, there's ways that you can do it where you literally just paste the information in and it'll do it automatically. Sierra Interactive does it. A vast majority of websites. If not, contact your website developer and most of them will help you get it set up. Basically, you're going to need to create a conversion action and then instructions are going to vary based on the person. But again, pretty easy. So back to where we were. Again, plus here, new campaign, leads, assuming conversions are set up next. And we're going to use Performance Max later. And explain what the use of demand gen, video, display, and shopping are. As a real estate agent, you're literally never going to use shopping. Display and video are sometimes contextual. Demand gen and Performance Max are the best for amplify ads, which again, we will get to in a second. So right here, we want to do search, website visits, and then we want to send it to that page and click continue. Now, for the campaign name, I like to do search and then catch, just parentheses, hit continue. Yep, start now. Okay, so now we're actually starting to set up the ads. Most of this, conveniently for you guys, we just have it copy and paste, so you guys can just trudge along, keep going, keep going, keep going. So right here, our bidding, we want to focus on conversions. This is extremely, extremely important. If you don't have conversion tracking set up, it will optimize for clicks instead. Clicks, basically, it's just bidding to get as many people onto the website as possible. That's not useful. You want actually high intent buyers and sellers looking to buy and sell, well, obviously. So that's what you're looking for. You can hit next. Okay. So here, I recommend doing Google Partners Network and Google Display Network. This will just help optimize budget. Again, like, it's just about optimizing things. Now, you have two options here in locations, okay? So I'm gonna show you simple targeting and advanced targeting here. So simple targeting is we just do presence. We go to include, we go presence, and then we would just do New Jersey, okay? So only people in New Jersey can see this ad. Super simple. The other option is presence or interest, which is advanced. We want to do the location, but we want to do Hackettstown. So we want to do the counties that you service. So Hackettstown, I believe it's in Warren County. Yep, so Warren County. Warren County, New Jersey. Okay. What are the, and all of the counties that you service. So let me double check what county she services. Warren, Sussex County, Morris, and Morris County. Those are the big ones. Okay. So those are the, you basically want to do the counties that you do, okay? I recommend using counties. And then we're going to go into the Google Ads cheat sheet, and you have these negative locations. So India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, China, Indonesia, Philippines, Brazil, and Mexico, okay? So these are where a lot of spam comes from, or a lot of bots. And so what you want to do is you want to add these, and this will help reduce the amount of bots that you get, or spammy leads, if you will. Okay, so now we have the locations done. Now, EU political ads, this comes up sometimes. Always just hit no, like you're obviously not in the EU, potentially. Languages do English. You can add a different language as well if you want. So, like if you speak Chinese, Spanish, Portuguese, like you're good. Okay. Then we hit next. Okay. So you can optimize this campaign with AI Max. Honestly, right now, I would potentially use it. So this is really, really good at essentially writing ad copy based on what people are clicking for. So as of right now, this AI Max is good. That being said, it is still in beta here. So things are being tested and it could fail by the time this video goes live. Okay? So as of now, you can click it. If not, don't worry about it. Anyways, we're gonna turn this off for now. Hit next. Don't generate asset. It does a terrible job on the first time. So keywords, townhomes for sale, new townhomes for sale, perfect townhomes for sale. So what we wanna do is enter keywords. The keywords that we have, conveniently, down here. Copy and paste. Boom. So now we have all of the keywords in the keyword suggestion. Okay. You want to make sure you add those. Throw them all in. Now minimize that. We're going to close chat. Okay. Now we can get on to actually creating the ad. So in the ad, we should have everything up here. We want to do path and we want to do Hackettstown. I would do I would just do like homes and then Hackettstown or something like that. Display path, I'm going to be honest with you. When it comes to these ads, I see basically no change in cost per conversion when it comes to display path. What makes the biggest difference is these headlines. So if I go here, we're going to copy here. We're going to copy all these in. And we're going to have to do what's called pinning them. So there's a specific order in which you want these headlines to show up, okay? Okay, so the headlines are in. Now we got to do descriptions. Again, same thing. So I conveniently wrote everything for you. So you don't have to think about what am I supposed to say for ads or anything like that. It's done. Just copy and paste. When it comes to the amplify ads, you are going to have to do some things. However, it's not the end of the world. Okay? Now, when it comes to images, for this, I highly, highly recommend that you potentially go to add images and you do you can do AI generated. You can do like homes for sale or something like that. You just want to add ideally pictures of listings. Sorry, house for sale. See if it'll generate that. So you want to add images of homes for sale basically on this. Because again, if we show up homes for sale New Jersey, look that up. Some of these have images. Sorry, let me just. And they're honestly, I'm more likely to click on the one with images, right? So if you get one with images, it just draws your eye, you want to add it, okay? So I'm gonna see on the image, and yeah, just select an image. Doesn't really matter. We'll just say this one, select. 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 Okay. Okay. And then we can save. And we're good to go. Okay. Now I added that, added some images, added the descriptions, business name. You will need to add the business name at some point just for Google Ads verification. This is totally normal. Don't worry about it. Don't overthink it. Now, we're on to site links. So site links were what we had before. Those are these, so site link options. So as you can see, we have to just copy and paste them, basically. Site link, and we'll just go through all these again. Okay. So now we added all the site links. You only really need 4. You can add more, like I kind of mentioned before, but it's not, again, it's not the end of the world. So add your site links. Then we're going to add callouts, which again, we have here as well. So callouts are right here. You want to add those. And click save. Apply. Okay, perfect. So now we have the keywords, we have the ad created, and we can hit next. Now we need to set our daily budget. So for budget, basically, confirm. One sec. Just got a yes on my phone, apparently. So basically, for ad budget, what I like to do is I like to take a look at what says on the side. So it says $6.90 cost per conversion. What I like to do is double it. So double it, and then however many leads you want, multiply it by that. So in this case, we'll just say 13 for simplicity, or 14 for simplicity purposes. So $14 per, and we'll say we want 10 leads. So I should be spending $140 for 10 leads. Okay. Now, if I want 10 leads a day, then I set my ad budget to 140 a day. If I want 2 leads a day, then I set it to 30, et cetera, and do this on a monthly basis, and then just break it down by day, basically. So we'll do some math again for you. So let's say we'll do it on the spreadsheet just to kind of show you guys. So let's say it's $6.90 per lead, okay? If I want 30, we'll say 2 closings in a month. It takes me 60 leads to close 2. That means, roughly speaking, I need 2 leads a day. So I need this times 2 per day. Okay? Which means in total, our ad spend would be that much per closing. Okay? So that's just kind of how we do the math, roughly speaking again. So again, for this, we'll just set like a $10 budget or whatever. Next. Probably going to decline because this is an old card. We will see. Changes failed to save. Okay, so it's not fix errors. It is erroring out. We love this. So just to be completely frank, like Google Ads is going to do this sometimes. It's a very finicky software. So like if it does something like that to you, don't worry too much about it. Yeah, okay. Keywords and ads, it just didn't save them. Okay, we'll just go back through. Go through all this again. I am going to cut for you guys just for a second, and we'll see. I'll speed this up for you guys so you don't have to go through. So we'll just bullshit it. Okay, next. See if it'll work. Yeah, okay. Ads and keywords, what is wrong? We have to check. No errors. Okay, it's a punctuation thing. 1 second. There we go. Okay, it should be good. But yeah, so Google Ads, like I said, is very finicky, and you have to do it just right to get it to work. Yeah, that's fine. So basically just make sure everything is like tidy, if you will. Again, so I just kind of like whipped that through. I showed you guys how to do that. All right. So now once you just set up Google tag, all that type of thing, or that. You should have that set up from conversion tracking. Again, I don't want to go over it in this video because it changes for everyone. So just Google, how do I set up conversion tracking on like CR Interactive? How do I set up conversion tracking on KV Core? Or if it's custom on your website, you will need to do that as well. Okay. So I'm just going to pause it for now. So we have the ads. They're all set up. The keywords that we created are right now it's set up to broad match. What I want to show you how to do is if I go in here, I want to show you how to set them to what is called phrase match, which is personally what I use. Okay. I'm going to go to campaigns, go to search or catch. Then you want to go here, you want to click on add group 1. And this one here, I would honestly just name it Hackettstown. Hackettstown. Okay. So that's your Hackettstown ad group. Then we're going to click right here on this 3 little, select all, and then click edit, change match types, change all match types, and you want to do phrase match. Hit apply. Now what it's going to do is it's going to change all of the keywords to phrase match. So that means is instead of broad, like it's exactly what it sounds like. Instead of like broadly sounding like Hackettstown, New Jersey real estate, it'll be phrase match. So Hackettstown, New Jersey. It has to be something along those lines. Okay. Now, go back to our sheet. We created the ad. We now have to create additional ad sets. So create ad sets for all major cities in your service area. You want to click add, and I'll show you how to do that in just a second. Go to campaign. We click on the campaign, and then we click in here. So we have to be, note here, we have to see all campaigns, campaign search, so it's added. Click add. We're going to do a second ad group. And in this case, if we want to do, say, Andover, like this, we would do Andover. We would create new keywords. Again, repeat the process of keyword generation. We could hit Andover real estate. Put that in there for now. Save and continue. And we're going to want to do the same thing. So we're going to switch to Andover. And then we're going to rinse and repeat for this ad set. Now, once you create the ads, some of the things will start to auto-populate. You don't have to think about it too much. It's not the end of the world. But just make sure that you redo it and that everything is right on the new ad group, like updating how many homes are on the market, updating the... All right, so we are now onto the Google Performance Max ads or the Amplify ads. So first off, these are the second step in our Google ad campaign. This is the hardest ad. We're going to have to learn a little bit more ad psychology. This isn't just copy, paste, go along with it, and we're good to go. This is hands down the hardest part. So as we get into this, like, just be prepared to take notes, to do additional research in addition to this video, because it might not explain everything if you don't have a decent understanding of how marketing and advertising works. Okay, so first off, the Google Performance Max ads or Amplify ads. First off, these are the ads that actually convert buyers and sellers. Okay, so when we're buying, when we're selling, oftentimes we want to work with someone familiar, someone who knows us. That means we're going to talk to them more. So how these work is they'll retarget or follow someone around the internet. Let's say someone comes to your website. They click on it. Now all of these ads, these retargeting ads, are going to show up. So if you think about it, like if I went to, we'll pick a business like First Form. It's a gym marketing, gym supplement brand, sorry. If I go to First Form's website, I'd be willing to bet that for the next month or so, I'd be getting First Form ads, right? Because I went to their website and I showed interest. It's exactly what these are. If you see someone once or more, you probably won't buy, right? Like that's obvious. But if you see them 100 times or more, you're going to be warmer to working with them. You're like, oh, this is maybe a legit brand. So that is the reason why we use these types of ads. Most marketing agencies, especially in real estate,
will just set up these search ads or the IDX leads and then wonder, why are these leads not converting? It's because they don't fucking know you, right? Like, I don't want to work with someone who I don't know or don't know a lot about. Retargeting ads solves this. Yes, I get it. It's a little bit more expensive, but the upside on the back end is you're way stickier. So you're going to lose less leads, less people. Okay. Two, the leads that you do work with are going to be warmer and higher intent. So you're wasting less time texting, calling, all these types of things. It's just better marketing. So what are we going to need for this though? First off, we're going to need Google Ads. We're going to need ChatGPT, ideally the pro version, okay? Canva, and the Google Ads cheat sheet. And we'll explain why in a second, okay? First off, what's the main difference between Performance Max ads and, well, traditional search ads? So Performance Max ad is automated. It's AI-powered campaign type with Google that runs across all of Google's advertising channels, including search, okay, YouTube, Gmail, Discover Maps, and the display network. So literally anywhere you go on Google or any of their partner networks, you're going to show up. Even searching on Bing, you could show up, okay? So if I search something, I could show up. If I'm on YouTube, just taking a look, I could show up. If I'm on Gmail, the little ones on the left side of free Gmail, I can show up there. Show up on Google Discover. I could show up in Maps, right? All of these things is a Performance Max. And it's going to use the data that it gets from where's the most best click, that type of thing. And it's going to just keep improving. Okay? So what's kind of weird about these campaigns is the first week, maybe 2 weeks, you're not going to make a ton of money off of them. Just to be frank, like it's going to take some time to train. But once it hits, it'll just keep improve and spiral until you have leads for so cheap, you have no idea what to do with them. We've gotten qualified leads that are looking to buy and sell down to just above $8. Like this is really how you get insane ROI. So the first thing that we need to understand is basic ad psychology and terms. So the main term here is pain point. The pain point is essentially what the ad targets in the buyer or seller. So people usually buy for a reason. Is it a new kid? Is it getting married? Is it downsizing? Is it looking for a bigger space? That type of thing, okay? So it's very, very important that we understand what a pain point is. And I'm gonna go over exactly the highest converting pain points as well. In just a second. I actually spent a lot of money on that. So please use my research. So anyways, pain point, all of that. Then we have a call to action, CTA. The CTA or call to action is the copy button or a thing that calls the person to do something. This could be fill out this form if you are X or click here for free candy. Like super, super easy things. Probably the most common is learn more. That's probably the best. Or get your home valuation today. Something along those lines, that would be a call to action or CTA. Okay. Next thing is click through rate. So this is the ratio of people who see the ad and people who click on the ad. So if I showed the ad to 100 people and 12 clicked on it, that would be a 12% conversion rate, or sorry, click through rate. So 12 of the 100 people that saw the ad clicked it, click through rate. So this is the ratio, and this gives you a good idea of how appealing the ads are. And again, we'll go over good metrics and all of that in just a second, but we just need to know that this is how we measure, are the ads actually working? This is how we can determine between the ad and the website, okay? Next one is cost per conversion. Your cost per conversion, or CPC in capital letters, this is important, is a measure of how much it costs for an action to happen. So what this means is, again, in ads, this can mean a couple things. If you set your conversion action in Google Ads to someone becoming a lead, your cost per conversion will be how much it is per lead. If you set your cost per conversion to a closed sale, then your cost per conversion is going to be cost per closed sale. Does that make sense? Okay. So I also want to make this, there's a note, do not confuse this with CPC, lowercase, which is cost per click. And again, we'll get into like all of these metrics later, okay? So first off, pain point research. If you remember, pain point is essentially what the buyer or seller is trying to solve. So
I spent well over 20 grand testing this. We're probably into 100 grand at this point, just the last time. The full month that I properly tested this was 20K. We tested real estate buyer and seller pain points, and these are the results. So pain points tested, you can see we paused some of them after the fact, but here's the cost per conversion. Affordability had the lowest cost per conversion, which means it was the cheapest to get leads. Financing confusion was the next one. Then post-purchase regret, then inventory, and then closing frustrations. Okay, so those are the 5 highest converting, essentially pain points that I found. Please steal this. Like, it's all yours. Okay. So next thing, before we can even start writing the ads, we need to understand what a landing page is. Okay, this is something you're going to need to build on your website. So a landing page is essentially where someone goes after they click on the ad. So in the search ads, it was just the IDX or MLS pages, right? Like pretty simple, nothing crazy. In this, I recommend you create one for each pain point. So I'm going to show you exactly what I mean on just a second. So on the right, this is the exact anatomy that you want to use, and it's what we're currently using. So if I go here, I think this will bring it to us. This page, yes, it is. Okay, so it's Google Ads page. Most realtors just want you for your paycheck. Ours care. If you look at this, so it's call to action. Here's what we need. We need social proof, a headline, and a call to action. Okay, so this is the hero section. That's this right here. Okay. Headline. We even added a subheadline, social proof, and a call to action, instant match me. And that'll bring me down here. Okay. Oh, this isn't the active one. This is one of the old ones, but I digress. What are others saying? So add some reviews. This just needs to be social proof. Okay. Then pain points. So pain point 1, and then a story lead. This is one of the old ones, just context here. But sick of agents looking for a paycheck. Okay. Wrong house, wrong you. Worrying about the house. This should be more of a story, a potential client story. Then how it works. Okay. How it works. And then they just switch the social proof. Yeah, it's not the end of the world. So social proof up here. Okay. Then we have another CTA. Then this, I would cut this, and here we go. On the side I'm looking for. Okay. So we'll try, I'll do /Google/ what's a good one? Let's see if it'll show up. Maybe /Google will do it. Okay, never mind. I forget what the thing is. But anyways, that's what a landing page should look like. So it's call to action, again at the top. We'll go back. Call to action at the top with some social proof and a CTA. Sorry, hero section with a social proof and a CTA. What are others saying? So social proof. Pain point. Extra bit about the pain point. Story, some sort of story. Again, this should be a story. Social proof, how it works, and then the actual conversion. So essentially the form with some social proof on the side. Okay. So you're going to create that. Again, I would love to go over this, but it's going to change depending on what you're working with. And so I'm just going to let you guys figure out how to create it yourself. Okay. So this is where we start getting into the in-depth stuff. If you need 20 seconds to just grab a cup of coffee, I would highly recommend it. So we're going to take a quick 5-second cut. We're going to grab a cup of coffee, and then we can start with copywriting. So what are we actually writing with the ads? We're going to create the meme graphics, how we actually create those. Setting up the Google Ads campaign. Creating additional ad sets, so everything we need to do for all the additional pain points. I'm going to show you how to track everything in your CRM. If you don't have one, you'll need to get one. And then how to constantly improve these. So with that cut, take a 5-second break, and we'll be right back with copywriting. Okay, so we're now onto the copywriting section, in which you're going to be writing the actual ads. And then we are going to get into how to create memes, graphics, all of that for the Performance Max ads, because, you need a visual, okay? And then we're going to do campaign, ad set, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, you kind of know that. So what we need first, what is actually in a Performance Max ad? What can we give it? So first off, we have 15 headlines, 5 long headlines, 5 descriptions, 4 site links, 4 snippets, 4 callouts, and 25 search themes. Okay. First off, what are the headlines? Let's go to the Google Ads cheat sheet. Copy this here for you guys. So we're going to put everything in here as well. Everything will be in here. But headlines, 30 characters, that's just the first thing that shows, and it's going to A/B test all those. Long headlines, again, same thing, just longer. Descriptions, that's what's underneath the headlines here. Then site links are additional links that you can add to the ad. Sometimes people click them, sometimes people don't. Most of the time, they just kind of sit there. Snippets, again, 25 characters, just kind of a little bit more. Snippets and callouts are basically the same thing for your purposes, but we'll fill those out as well. And then search themes. So search themes are what people could be searching for that they could get this. So we're going to go over how we do this and what we need to do. So first up is you need to pick a pain point. So we have this ChatGPT prompt. Your job is to create Performance Max ads based on certain pain points. The ads need to use principles from cash advertising, gap selling, and Robert Cialdini's Influence. These are 3 books that are great for advertising. If you're not in marketing, you don't necessarily need to read them. However, I highly recommend reading Gap Selling at least if you're a real estate agent. Really, really helps with things. Anyways, you'll need 15 headlines, 5 long headlines, 5 descriptions, characters, blah, blah, blah. And one here, 20 meme image ideas. And we're going to filter through these and explain why. 5 callouts, 5 structured snippets, and you will first be allowed to ask 5 questions to get more information about the brokerage, pain points they'll be targeting. After asking these questions, generate the ads. Okay? So this is going to get us the bulk of the ads. Now, before we go ahead and generate these, I need you to understand something. These are the basic principles. 1, why are they searching? Make sure that each and every bit of the ad or writing speaks to what the person is actually searching for or interested in. Okay? That would be the pain point. Put yourself in their shoes. Like, seriously, put yourself in their shoes. If you were searching for X, what would you want to pop up? Okay. Then lean into the pain point. Talk to the pain. People want to work with you. People want to work with you or buy from you because you can solve that pain or problem. Okay? You can solve that pain or that problem. Okay? Whether it is, like I said, whether they need more space or they're looking to downsize, right? Like, you need to be the person to go to for that pain. Okay. Next, this is one that took me personally a while to get, like, especially my first couple of years. Clear, not clever. Okay. Clear, not clever. Okay. If you think it's clever, fuck it. Like, use clear. It needs to be obvious. Again, be clear. Every marketer has a part in their journey where they try to be clever. It doesn't work. Trust me. Like, I've been there. Like, what works is being clear. Okay. Because if you're clever and it doesn't resonate, it's going to flop. So clear, not clever. And then don't overthink it. The advantage of PMax ads, like I kind of mentioned, is they A/B test everything. They will find the best converting headline for you, and they will show that to literally everyone. So understand that, like, the reason why we're maxing out all of these different things, by the way, like the 15 headlines, you only have to give it 3, is because we want it to test all of those. And so if 1, 2, or 3 of the headlines, even if 10 of the headlines are absolutely garbage, the 5 best will be shown to everyone. And so don't overthink it, just ship it. Okay? So let's try the ChatGPT prompt, shall we? Copy it here. Let's go to ChatGPT. Okay. Paste it in here. For a real estate agent and brokerage, your job is to create Performance Max ads. So let's put it in here. First off, let's pick our pain point. Let's do affordability. No, we'll just go off here. We'll do luxury buyers. 1, luxury buyers. 2, what is the number 1 pain point they are dealing with? Stress, speed, and time. What is your unique solution or offer that directly addresses the pain point? In this case, it'd be like we guaranteed sell your home, faster closings. In this case, your unique selling point would be expertise. Worked in the industry, we'll say 50 years in Miami. I think. No, we'll do Napa. Okay. Which region? Again, Napa. Actually, no. Let's go. What's a good luxury market? Yeah, we'll do Miami, Florida. I'm not spelling Miami right, am I? Whatever. Or Florida, apparently. Jesus. Okay, Miami. What is the emotional story you want to tell? This is an experienced agent who understands the market deeper than most. And will guide you. Okay? And we'll see what it comes up with. Perfect. So these Miami's most trusted agent, 50 years of local insight, luxury moves, buy smart, live well, trusted by Miami's elite, find your forever home, move without the chaos, avoid regret, buy right. So like this is perfect, right? It's leaning into urgency, trust, lifestyle. Okay. The one thing that I will say is some of these like don't settle, move right, that might not target a luxury market. So I might want to cut that. Know the market cold, like different things, skip the panic buy. You want to really talk to your target market specifically, because especially if you're going for luxury in this case, and it doesn't speak to luxury, it might optimize for a non-luxury buyer. So you need to be very, again, clear with these headlines. Luxury buyers trust Miami's 50-year expert to guide smart, stress-free decisions. To move, get clarity. Call for Miami's most seasoned expert. Avoid buyer's remorse. You're not just buying a home, you're buying peace of mind. Let's get it right. Again, this is perfect. This is what we want. Descriptions, get it right the first time. 50 years helping Miami buyers avoid costly mistakes. Perfect. Don't gamble with your dream home. Miami's trusted luxury. Avoid buyer regret. And again, you can also tell it if it's like if you're looking for a seller's agent, that type of thing as well. Jury stressed. Callouts, 50 years of experience, trusted by luxury buyers, Miami's VIP buyers, structured snippets, all that in here, blah, blah, blah. Okay, meme styles. Format each as a parody meme. Wrong agent, wrong mansion, right? Mansion crumbling with bought fast, now regrets versus a peaceful buyer sipping wine. Perfect. Skeleton and share caption, still waiting for the agent to respond. Again, like some of these we need to understand that it needs to talk to specific pain points, right? Directed boyfriend, buyer, looks at a flashing home, girlfriend labeled my budget, other girlfriend labeled no guidance. Okay, perfect. So again, we're gonna have to filter through these and we'll do that in just a second. But first, I wanna take these and I wanna go through on what the best are and then give feedback to ChatGPT so that we can actually optimize for those. So Miami's most trusted agent would be perfect. Go to buyer's cheat sheet. We'll make a copy again. Okay, imply ads. So headlines, throw this in here. Miami's most trusted agent, 50 years of local insight, really trust building, luxury moves, zero stress, buy smart, live well. I don't know if that's a good one. Trusted by Miami's elites. Find your forever home. Again, like luxury buyers might not be looking for their forever home. They're probably looking just for a big mansion. Move without the chaos. Again, like they probably don't care. They're just going to hire movers. Avoid regret, buy right. Again, maybe not as much. Skip the panic buying. Know the market cold. Miami luxury homes now. Would be clear. Don't settle, move right. Miami's real insider. Again, not the best. Time your move perfectly. Don't buy blind. Call me. That could be a good one. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take these and we're going to say, paste these in. I'm going to say, these are the best headlines. Create another 15. Okay. Luxury done the right way. Perfect. So we're going to target luxury buyers with this one. And we're just going to fill these out. Just these headlines out for now. Real Estate Insider. Okay, this is a little bit better than Miami's Real Insider. Do you see what I mean? Like, Miami's Real Estate Insider is very clear. It tells you exactly what they do. Okay. Elite Homes Expert Advice. I would honestly do Elite Homes Elite Advice, something like that. It rings better off the tongue, like Elite Homes Elite Advice. It's very this that. So I'll do that. Okay. Now we're going to do the same thing with the descriptions. So let's go back up. Sorry, we'll do this with long headlines first. Where's long headlines? Here we go. Okay. Luxury buyers trust Miami's 50-year expert to guide smart, stress-free decisions. Perfect. Don't rush your move. Again, I don't know that it doesn't scream luxury. Avoid buyer's remorse. Again, not great. You're not just buying a home. Again, Miami's most trusted luxury advisor. Okay. So now we're going to copy these. And honestly, for this, I would just edit this. These are the best long headlines. Create another 5. Perfect. 50 years, 0 surprises. Miami's experts help you find. Perfect. This is what I'm talking about. Like, it needs to be very clear. Luxury homes require clarity. Perfect. So now we're talking to a more affluent, more luxury market. Okay. Next is descriptions. Descriptions. Get it right the first time. 50 years having, again, don't gamble on your dream home. Work with Miami's most trusted. Perfect. Avoid buyer regret. It's not just a home. It's legacy. That's perfect. Okay. We'll do it again with this one. I'm going to switch this with the descriptions. Luxury isn't rushed. Perfect. Okay, so now we have the descriptions, we have the headlines, we have the long headlines. Okay, let's go up. So for here, I would just leave the callouts and structured snippets. We can take these. I'm just going to copy them for now and put them in. Now let's do callouts as well. Perfect. Snippets, callouts. Okay. So now we need to take, did it give us search themes as well? Okay, we'll ask it for search themes. Given these ads, give me 25 search themes. And you can actually give, I think it's up to 50 search themes for Google. So honestly, I want to max it out. Like 25 seems to work really well for me. Real estate, best Miami's buyer agent. Again, we need to target luxury, like affluence, right? Miami luxury homes expert real estate agent, Miami. Like, we need to target the more affluent community with this. So I'll paste this in here. Best Miami's buyer's agent, expert real estate agent, Miami. Right? Like, what is the language that our target market, this affluent community, is going to speak? Okay. Miami luxury homes for sale. They would likely look for that. Experienced Miami realtor. We should be very cautious of this. And one thing that I will say here, search themes, 50-year Miami agent. Things like that where it's so specific aren't going to be useful. Okay? It needs to be broad enough that people are potentially searching for it. Okay? VIP, real estate service, could be really good for Miami, especially like new money, if you're familiar with the market. Miami luxury housing market. Okay? We'll leave it at that. Perfect. So now I have search themes. The next thing is site links. So let's say we're working with a Miami agent. Let's look up Miami luxury real estate agent. I'll pick one. Yeah, we'll just do Sotheby's. So if we're doing Sotheby's, okay, we need to figure out what adjacent towns there are. Do Miami Lecture Homes. Actually, this one's probably better. So if we go to properties, we have all of these different districts. So we'll go luxury communities. So each of these could be a site link, okay? So for this instance, we're gonna do Allison Island. Oh, actually just sounds cool. So we'll do Allison Island. Honestly, on these, I wouldn't even bother with descriptions. You can add them, but especially with Performance Max ads, they basically never show up. And so, well, not Aventura. I'm sorry, guys in Miami, if I am butchering this. Please forgive me. We'll just scroll down a bit, pick one. Miami Beach doesn't sound as fun. Ooh, Journey's End and Course Island. Oh, fire. Okay. Journey's End. I'll be honest with you, I don't know the Miami market, especially luxury market, at all. So if these are nowhere near Miami, please don't at me. You know, like Journey's End. Okay. Okay. So these are the ads. I just kind of know, like, this is something we're going to need to repeat, right? And I really want to like hammer these in. So I'm going to go over the basic principles again. Why are they searching? Those are the search themes. Think about why someone would be searching. They're searching for a real estate agent, a luxury agent. They want someone who speaks their language. Okay. Next would be lean into the pain. You need to be able to solve that pain point. If you're a luxury agent, could be stress, could be moving. It could be I'm running 2 businesses. I'm running around. I have no idea what the fuck's going on. I need someone who can tell me what a good home is. Okay. Next one is clear. If you think it's clever, like just get rid of it right away, especially if you're newer to marketing. It needs to be very clear. If your 8-year-old daughter or son can't understand it, it's not clear enough. Okay. It's like what Einstein said. If you can't explain it to a 4th grader, you don't know it. Okay. It needs to be clear. Clear. Can't stress that enough. And don't overthink it. Again, just ship it. Okay. You could always run more ad groups. Okay. You can take another 15 minutes to write another ad group. Okay. It's not the end of the world. Okay. Now we can actually create the memes, the graphics, that type of thing. And this is, again, probably the hardest part to like quite get right. So I think we're going to use these guys as an example. So someone from this brokerage, if you guys see it, shoot me a DM. I'm happy to send you the ads as well. Okay. So the version that I'm seeing here is they have very minimalist. They're, Douglas Elliman. Oh, geez. Okay. So Douglas Elliman Group, we have this like orange, kind of need to understand the branding a little bit here for a sec. Okay. So first off, why are we using memes? For using luxury, maybe memes are not the best, but they work. Like grandma, grandpa, brother, sister, everyone has sent you memes at some point, unless they live under a rock. It's 2025, gonna be 2026 here soon. People have seen memes. Memes are like internet speak. It signals to the viewer, we get you. Think about like, again, your mom, uncle, sister, cousin, grandpa, maybe. Probably sent you a meme at some point or they've laughed at a meme. Okay. It's familiar, gets to them. Whereas if you just show them like a luxury home, they're like, I don't know this home. Looks pretty. You want a meme. You want to make them laugh. Okay. So these are just some good examples. 3 months after buying a home you weren't ready for, most agents vanish after closing. Ours stick around to get it right. Get it? Like when you ask your agent for help and get a thumbs up text back, you deserve more than vibes. Get a real closer with Conrad, right? Let's see what's another one. Rushing to buy because the house had a nice kitchen. Working with an agent who points out what's missing. You won't regret buying. You'll regret buying with the wrong agent, right? So a lot of these memes, if you can't tell, they're a little bit rough around the edges, but they're perfect. Like they feel familiar. They're kind of cartoony. So for residential, this is perfect. we're just gonna go with it for luxury. If you're in luxury, I highly recommend you actually, like, you guys, I'm sure you have money, pay someone to make it pretty to your branding. Okay. Don't recommend you do this yourself. It's very hard to get right. If you need someone to do it, shoot me a message. I'm happy to get you in contact with people. But again, if you're in residential, this is perfect. Okay. So first off, we have a ChatGPT prompt. Again, these ads are 98% there. They're a little bit rough around the edges. Okay. For a real estate agent and brokerage, Miami Luxury. What is the name of it? Luxury Homes with Douglas Elliman. Fuck, how do I spell Elliman? Elliman? Yikes. Anyways, attached is a photo of their picture, logo, and other branding pieces. Okay. So we're going to download their logo here real quick. Save image as. You never knew. Okay, we'll just do this. Screenshot here. And I'll upload this one right away. And then this. Just give it some data, like colors and stuff. And you do have to play with this prompt, like just to be straight. It's not perfect, by any stretch of the imagination. Okay. So now we need to pick a meme. Conveniently, in here we have memes. So first off, let's do wrong agent, wrong mansion. Mansion crumbling with bought too fast, now regrets versus peaceful buyer sipping wine. We could do that. We could do SpongeBob in a chair, office. It's the same picture. Shut up and take my money. First time cooking meme. Scooby-Doo reveal. We'll do the first one. This one seems to fit it the most. We'll do this. Perfect. So got the brand color, topography, serif, play fair display. Yep. Generate the image. Oh, caps lock, that's fine. This can take a while, by the way. This is part of the reason. I would recommend putting in music. So, anyways, while it generates the image, we'll do something a little bit more fun. Let's see. What else we got here? Create the ad campaign, create additional ad sets, tracking. Oh, we're getting somewhere. Let's see what we got for music. We got Morgan Wallen. All right, let's run some of this. I'm confident you guys can't hear this, by the way. I'm listening to music the entire time, just because I know this takes a bit. Image created. There we go. Wrong agent, wrong mansion. Bought fast, now regrets. Bought with care. Show and tan. See, like this could potentially speak. It's a little bit, it's not quite there. Okay. but it's close. Really, really close. So let's try giving it a different one. Um, let's do this before and after. And we'll download this one, by the way. So I'm going to download it. Just minimize this for now. Minimize this. Ads. It's untitled folder now. Put this in here. I'll give it a sec. Okay, I'm going to cut through, and we're going to cut to the next part. All right, so this one actually I kind of like. It's a very calm, it's a vibe, like before and after. Let's see. Let's give it one more. Let's see what else it can give us. Now, I'm gonna say make this one a square, and there's a reason being. So it's going to make this one vertical. There's three things in the Google Ads that you kind of need to three image types that you kind of need to cater to. One is like it's a 9 by 16, one is a 16 by 9, and one is a 1 by 1. Okay. So that basically just means horizontal, vertical, and a square. So you need to make sure that you hit all those. So we have two horizontal, which we're probably going to crop into squares. Like this will probably be a horizontal one as well. Sorry, a vertical one. This one will probably be a square. And so you need to make sure that that is on point, that you're actually getting that, because otherwise your ads are just going to look funky and it's not going to hit everything. Like if you look at the ads that I typically run, I will do about 20 different graphics per one. Mind you, like we reuse them, like some are going to be both vertical, horizontal, and that would count as multiple graphics. But we're testing basically every single ad type that we can with different pain points. So again, I'll show you how to organize the ads, which you kind of need to understand about them as well. Okay, perfect. Oh, look at that. That is like exactly what we want. So we'll download that. Waiting on my agent to respond. And it's still like, it's just a very cool graphic. It's the honestly a beautiful thing about ChatGPT right now. Okay. So we have ads. We're going to throw these in here for now. Okay. We did 3. I will say this about the graphics though. Just curate them as much as you can, right? Like really levy them into each individual pain point. I know I didn't do that as much in this tutorial, but we'll create different ad groups for the different pain points because then we can A/B test them. Okay. So we've created the memes and graphics. Again, like it's 98-ish% there. Okay. First, create the first ad campaign, an ad set. We need to create the actual ads. So what we're going to do here is we'll leave all these up. We'll switch Google Ads accounts. We'll use the sample ad campaign again here. Okay, so I need to go to campaigns. And we created this one, the search ad. Now we need to create a different ad. So we need to go to create campaign, new campaign. And we're gonna do leads again. In real estate, it's basically always leads. Submit lead form, again, assuming your conversion tracking is set up. And instead, we're gonna use a Performance Max campaign. Now, I will say this. There's some instances in which a demand gen makes sense. That would be like if you're running a bunch of Performance Max campaigns already. Demand gen is really good for exactly what it sounds like driving demand. And so if you're in luxury and you have amazing videos of these properties, demand gen is the way to go. Think of it like the social media of Google. If you know how to run social media ads, demand gen is probably the way. Anyways, Performance Max, that's what you want to do. Where should people go after clicking your ad? We're just going to put it here, like sample Miami luxury homes, paste her in here. Now, for the campaign, I like to do amplify. Sorry, I like to do retargeting, amplify, parenthesis, and click continue. See if it'll continue. There we go. Then click. Okay. So again, bidding is always conversion value. Always, 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 always. Then we hit next. So locations here, especially in this, if we're already retargeting, what you want to do is I just want usually do United States or United States and Canada. It's United States, language English. Of course, this is not a thing. Okay, so we have ad schedule, start and end dates, campaign URL, page feed devices. We can ignore basically all this. I will say though, sometimes you want to turn off TV screens because with these meme ads, they don't always show up the best on here. So sometimes I would. Next. Again, here, asset generation, no. Asset group, and the asset group, I almost always name it the pain point. So in this case, we're just gonna say luxury or whatever, but like pick your pain point, okay? Again, business name, Miami luxury or whatever, Miami luxury. We'll say this is the logo. Okay, final URL. Now, okay, we can take our headlines. So if we go back here, Miami's most trusted agent, paste that in here. I'm just going to go through 50 years of local, and we just paste all of these. Again, I didn't do all of them, but we'll show you what they look like in a sec. I will say this as well about Google. It's not great at generating headlines to specific pinpoints. So it's really hard to properly A/B test because it's like when you generate using AI with Google, it's like throwing spaghetti at a wall and seeing what sticks, right? Like eventually something will work, but it's just not the best, right? Because it kind of incorporates everything. It's like taking pain points, moshing them together, and praying like it's uniform. Just it's probably not the best. All right. Descriptions here. Okay. Now we're going to add the images. So we'll make all this. We're going to add images, asset library, sorry, upload, throw all these in here. Okay, so it created a bunch. Now I see it didn't crop it quite right. So we need to make sure it's cropped properly. I'll potentially do this. I don't like that one. We'll cut that. Do here. That's perfect. Select two ratios. Here, perfect. Do it yourself buyer stress. Always do the pain side. I will say this as well. Always do the pain side on something. Okay. Select the ratios. Same here. Again here. Well, yeah, we'll do this side again. Bought fast, now regrets. Not fast, now with regrets. Perfect. Save these. Okay. So now I have a bunch of ads. Now let's take a look. So this is what it could look like in a display. See if it'll load. So now it'll show the meme here in display ads. So it could show up on the website like this. Bought fast, now regrets. Luxury done the right way. Boom, perfect. Shows up on YouTube. Wrong agent. See if it'll give me a different graphic. Still waiting on my agent to respond. Luxury moves, zero stress. Perfect. Bought fast, now regrets. Perfect. DIY stress. DIY buyer equals stress. Discovery. Perfect. So now you can kind of see how they look in different sections. And of course, like tweak them to make sure they're right. Okay. Perfect. If you have videos, for example, feel free to throw those in as well. Those work really, really well. I will say the best are listings. So if you have like a listing drone video or something, that works really, really well. Next is site links. So we'll go in and add those again. Allison Island. Okay. Site links are created. Good to go. We can call to actions, and then we have the other ones that we have here, structured snippets and callouts again. So we'll add those. And you could potentially have the structured snippets and stuff from the search ads. Feel free to use those as well. Like they're not the end of the world. Oh. Create new structured snippets. I'll just say amenities for now. Luxury buyer advisory. No, this is not what they are intended for. By the way, just context here, but take some more space on the screen, which means more likely to click. Okay. So now we'll take a look at the ads again. Boom. Create your ads. Next step is audience signals. So this is your data. Search themes. These are the search themes that we need to create. Okay. Did we save these at all? No, I don't think we did. Should be on here. Where was it? Here we go. So search themes for luxury buyers, luxury real estate agent Miami. I'm gonna throw that in here. And these can be very, very broad. These are themes. These aren't keywords. These are themes. Okay. So again, they can be very, very, very broad. If you only have like 10 or 20, it's not the end of the world. Okay. Don't overthink it. We'll just do 5 for now. Stress-free home buying, and we'll just copy all these. Again, we want to remove the 50-year Miami agent. Like that's too specific. Because you think about it, like no one's going to search up 50-year Miami agent. They're going to look up like experienced real estate agent Miami, something like that. Okay. Now this is how we do the retargeting part. So in your data, you need to create a segment. So if we're going to browse segments, we can see all visitors from the Google Ads. So if someone clicks on the Google ad, they're a visitor. Okay. System defined, Google engaged audiences. And I'm going to show you how to do this. For now, we're just going to put all visitors, Google Ads. But what we do want to do is we're going to create a new audience. And I'm going to show you how to do that and then how to edit the ads in the back end. Okay? So we're going to hit next. And say weekly budget, whatever. Next. Oh. Yep, that's fine. Publish. Okay. We're just ignoring this because this is a dummy ad account that we're not using anymore. Just context here. You do need the Google tag installed for this. I do want to note that. Continue to your account. Set up Google tag later. Okay. So what we want to do here is if we are going to create a new account, sorry, a new audience, it's in tools. It's in goals. Yeah, it's in tools. Sorry, shared library. There we go. I was just tripping up. It's under tools, shared library, audience manager. So in here, we're allowed to create audiences, and audiences are effectively what we target. So if I hit plus here, audiences, go to audiences and then add, we can create a new audience. So I like to just call it like retargeting and then however many days. So 60 days is what I recommend in real estate. That seems to be kind of the sweet spot. Create custom audiences. You can just browse. You can custom segment, search, your data, detailed demographics, exclusions. So if you want to exclude certain things in the markets, if you want to target, so if they're older, we'll say this, okay? You have to be very careful with demographics here, okay? Because you can get yelled at for fair housing. Fair housing in real estate is a royal pain when it comes to advertising. I will just be straight with you. If your ads get taken down for that, don't worry about it. It's not the end of the world. You can just retry again. So custom segments, you can do basically whatever. Or data, you can do all visitors. So data, all visitors, and boom. So anyone who visited the website is good. And then you click save. Boom. So now you have an audience. Retargeting, 60 days. Perfect. Good to go. And if you click here, website visitors as well, you can create it in here as well. So web page visit within 60 days. This is the other way to do it. And we'll do retargeting, 60 days, 2. So this is, again, option 2. Give it a sec. So here you go. Now it's going to populate it with everyone who visited the website within 60 days. Again, your tag has to be like set up and everything, but now you can set that audience. Now, if we want to change it, we go to campaigns. I'm going to pause these, sorry. So you have to click into it. And right here. So now we have all of the data, and you can edit the audience signals, just edit audience signals. Or if you click on summary, which is how I like to look at it, it's a little bit easier. Edit signals. Then you can update search themes, audience, and you can adjust it. So add your data, all visitors, Google Ads, browse, and say retargeting, 60 days. Save. And so do it. Now the ads are set up. Okay. So we created the first ad campaign. So just kind of recap. Create the actual ads, copy paste. Create the retargeted audience. It's in tools, shared library, audience manager. Settings, it's retargeting, website visit in 60 days. Okay, and here's kind of a picture. Okay. Now, we need to create the actual ad sets. So what I would do is I would create different ad sets for all of the different pain points that you're going to do. I would start with 5 to 10, okay? And you'd repeat the process from here, okay? You'd write new ads for 5 different ad sets, and you can test them. Now, and I'll show you kind of how to test them in a later slide, but it's important that you do that. Notes, this will happen frequently. So just create a system when you're doing this so that it's kind of, okay? Okay, back to this. So create additional ad sets, just create a system. Next thing is tracking. So again, this is the most tedious part. Honestly, if you have the money, I would just hire a VA. It is extremely boring. Copy and paste data. Again, like I don't like it as much. I don't like it at all. But visibility is freedom, right? Your job is to make sure that you understand what's going on with the ads. And without the data of what's going on with the ads, it's like sticking your finger up in the air and being like, I think the wind is this way. It's not useful, right? Like we need to understand what's actually going on. So, how much is cost per closing? How much does a lead cost? What can you expect from those leads, etc. So, in the Google Ads cheat sheet, in our dashboard here, this is a high-level overview of our ads, just kind of what we need to know. And we need to make sure that we understand if they're profitable or not. So, here's what I do. I like to take average sale price. So, first thing I do is I go to Miami. Fuck, how do I spell Miami? Miami average sale price. Okay. And I'll grab Zillow, Redfin, and Realtor.com. It's usually Realtor.com above Redfin, but so we'll grab the sale price. So 581,222. 581,222. Okay. 586. Okay. What's Realtor.com saying? 626.9. So this is going to average those three, get you kind of a rough estimate of the average home price. For average sale price, you can also just do what your average sale price is. That's often a more accurate number and what you actually care about. Put your commission. I know some are like 2.4, so we'll say 2.4 for now. What is your commission split? I do want to say for this, I like to go more conservative. Okay, so if you're on an 80-20 split, do like 70 or 60, right? Because remember, this is a pre-tax. So you don't have to factor in taxes, but you should factor in like how much was the camera person, how much was the labor in the meantime. So in this case, we'll do like 60. Lead to close rate. Good lead to close rate is probably going to be around 2 to 5%, somewhere in that range, depending on the ads. Okay. Lead to close rate is varied a lot depending on market conditions, how good you are as an agent when it comes to working with cold leads. Not saying like you're a bad agent if you don't have a high close rate. It's just a very unique skill in and of itself. And so this is going to vary a lot. We're going to calculate this by doing closings to leads. So let's say we got 100 leads. I'm just going to type in a number and we'll just do, okay. Just a guesstimate. Lead to close ratio. That's how many closings we got. Again, like these are completely fabricated numbers and assuming this would probably be for like a bigger brokerage. But how much is the average lead worth? So as long as the cost per conversion is worth less than this number, you're profitable. You're making money. Okay. But you want a high ROAS. You want a ROAS of about 400% or higher, which means for every dollar you put in, you get 4 out. Okay. Cost per conversion for buyers, typically $30 or less. This can be higher for sellers. For sellers, you'll see anywhere from 100 to 500, depending on the market, because sellers are literal gold. And honestly, right now in the US, it's a seller's market. As of me creating this video, again, I understand things change. So sellers are extremely expensive right now. Click-through rate, 10% or higher. So 1 in 10 people that see the ad are clicking on it. Okay. And you also have to remember that this is slightly higher because it's a retargeting ad, which means they already have shown intent. Okay. And just to reinforce, these are the pain points. Okay. So make sure you're tracking everything, putting it in here. I highly recommend you do this every Monday or every day if possible. I personally check all of the client ads every single day. It's part of my morning routine. Girlfriend gets actually really mad at me about this, but I'll wake up, check Slack, make sure everything's good there. Check the CRM, make sure everyone in the team is doing their thing. Check the dashboard to make sure everything is still running in the business. Then I check client ads. So it's the first 5 things I do every single day. So this is very important. If you're running the ads, make sure you check it. Now, just kind of some tips on this. Make sure you get a CRM. Most agents are going to get a CRM with their brokerage. The most common is Boldtra or XKV Core, basically.
make sure you're actually using it and tracking it. It's going to do a lot of the tracking for you in terms of how many closings, where do they come from, that type of thing. You still need this though, okay? Because it's not going to track the ads for you. You still need to do some high level tracking and understand what the metrics are, okay? So again, Bold Trail is really common, Sierra Interactive. If you want something that's great for an individual agent, I would recommend Close. If you want a little bit more flexibility, I would recommend Close. It's personally what I use. I really, really enjoy Close. But yeah, just take a look at that. Okay, so ongoing improvements. How do we use this data? Now you need to check daily check, right? Wake up, check your numbers, do the ads look healthy, and every week you need to cut from the bottom for my ads. So let's say every week you do 5 ads. I would cut the bottom 3 every single week. Okay, then I would create 3 new ads. And if you need to cut all of the ads because none of them are profitable, do that. Okay. Now I will say this, give ads a little bit of time. Usually ads, give them at least a month because they do need to train. Google is data driven, and so you do need to give it time to train the ads. So every week you need to cut the bottom X performing ads. I would typically do around 60%, like I said. So if you have 5, cut the bottom 3. If you have 10, cut the bottom 6. Don't worry, this is natural. You will continue to improve the ads, and it's just over and over and over and over and over again. And this is fundamentally, again, why Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com can get you leads, right? They just do this at scale. So they get leads cheaper than everyone else, and then they just resell them to you for market price. That's how they make money. Now, ad set replacement. You'll need to create more ads. Trust me, like I know it gets tedious, but it works. Every time you create a new ad set, a new one will replace it. Live by the always be testing, right? There'll just always be testing new ad sets. Always, 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 always. So it's very, very important that you continue to test things. Okay. Okay. Those are Performance Max ads. I know that's a lot. If you need to restart, again, like feel free. It's going to be in the description. So feel free to rewatch. Everything is here so you can copy and paste. Now we can move on to the email newsletters and quite honestly, the free way to convert. All right. So we are actually on the home stretch now. We just need to do email newsletter. Okay. Right here. Then I'm just going to give you scripts for SMS and email automations and manual calls. Okay, it didn't make sense to like go over everything. It's basically scripts, what you say once the lead actually comes in. So all of this up here is how we're generating leads. And then this down here is how we're going to convert the leads. Okay, not sure. So we just need to do email newsletter, and then we're going to go SMS emails and manual calls. Okay. So if I go here, email newsletter, this is the free part of the Amplify section. It's the only major downside of email newsletters is that it requires an email. Email newsletters are usually the most profitable part of any business, bar none. And the reason being is because they are basically $15 per month and can reach hundreds, if not thousands of warm buyers and sellers every week. So with that being said, there's tools you're going to need. Kit, which is what I recommend for email newsletters, your CRM or Zapier. Okay. So first off, why an email newsletter? An email newsletter is simple. It's a way for people to email people at scale. This means it needs to be used with caution. Okay. We've all had those spam emails in our inbox. You hate them. I hate them. You know how it goes. So this is just kind of a guideline to not be super spammy. Okay. So first off, set up automations in CRM. The first step is how do we get emails? Now, that should be taken care of. IDX and MLS pages and potentially a lead magnet, lead magnets. But what isn't is how we are going to get them into the email software. Okay. So we have 2 options. One, we use a CRM, native tools. I know KV Core, Bold Trail has them. Sierra Interactive, I think, has it. Most of your CRMs are going to have a native newsletter tool. Option 2 is use Kit and Zapier. Okay. So this is for advanced marketers or someone who just has a massive email list. I recommend using Kit. Great deliverability, which basically just means it's going to hit more people of that you send an email. You're less likely to end up in spam. Whereas the advantage of a CRM is it's super simple. Like you basically set it up. It's one, it's done. You don't have to think about it. So if in this case, you're going to need to set up a Zapier flow. Okay. Basically, every time someone hits your CRM, also add them to the newsletter. Okay. It's literally just Zapier. Boom, boom, done. Don't have to think about it.
I'm not going to go too in depth on that. So what we need to understand is there's two types of newsletters that we need to send, okay? We have conversions, which we send quarterly, and then we have weekly and monthly newsletters, okay? So the first one is a value newsletter, okay? When your newsletter, there are two options, value-driven and conversion-driven. The reason being is because you don't want to ask someone if they're looking to buy or sell every week, every month, that type of thing. You want to be there when they need you. For this, you want them to gain so much value from being on your newsletter that you're the only person they would ever choose. Okay? If that's the case, you're not just gonna hit the people on the newsletter. When someone on the newsletter says, do you know any real estate agents? They're gonna know someone. And you want to be that person. Okay? Your newsletter is about giving value. So here's my proposals. Best newsletter types are local news, so different things that are local in the community, real estate updates like how is the market doing, and buyer and seller tips. None of these, and I mean none of them, mention your email, mention your phone number, mention contacting you for buying and selling. Okay? Don't do listing alerts. Okay? Sending these to your email comes off as spammy and like doesn't talk to 80% of your audience. So this is the one that I would stay away from, listing alerts. Reason being, it's like, oh, I have a new listing at the 400K price point. Most of the people in your newsletter are not going to be looking in the 400K price range. They don't need to see that email. They don't care. Okay? So don't do listing alerts, please. Now, what I will say is conversion newsletter. What makes them different? All you do is you add a clear CTA. So like on this side, I would add it on the side. Just say, hey, see how it says like public solutions, contact me here, that type of thing. Simple CTA. Something like, see if now is the right time for a buyer to seller. I like to use a form on the back end. So basically creating a new page that's just a form like, see if it's the right time, contact now, or whatever. Okay? That's simple. That's all you need to do for newsletters. Like there's nothing crazy about them. Not that special. Okay? So that is lead generation in its entirety. Now, scripts. Reciprocity scripts. Scripts. See if it's in here. Buyer and seller scripts. Here we go. There we go. Buyer and seller reciprocity scripts. Here we are. I'm going to put this in the description as well for you guys so you don't have to think about it. We'll just close all this here. So first off, these are what we're seeing with it. These are both Zillow leads and leads that are also coming in. So appointment set, met with, showing homes, submitting offers, conversions. Okay. Leads, just kind of a basic funnel, which you can see. So these are the scripts. I call it a cup of coffee and a reciprocity script. So basically, what our job here is go through a phone script. Hey, just a quick question for you. Looking, thinking about buying or selling your home, or were you just browsing? We don't want a lot of friction. Reason being is if you're pushy, some people will take that the wrong way. You can be pushy once you have a ton of leads, but especially if you're a newer agent, you kind of need to be a little bit more. Go with the flow, gauge them, let them respond, gauge the interest level. If they say just browsing, totally get it. Most people start there. I help a lot of buyers in the early stages of figuring it out. Okay. Yes, I'm looking awesome. I'd love to sit down for a quick cup of coffee. And I also want to say this, does either Monday or Thursday work? This is very important. You want to give them either or. You need to make it as quick as possible. People are going to make decisions quick and on the fly. If you say, when next week works for you? They're going to be like, I need to look at my calendar, blah, blah, blah. If you say, does either Monday or Tuesday work for you? They'll be like, okay, Monday. No, Monday's maybe too busy. Tuesday could work, for sure. Okay, perfect. When? Morning or afternoon? Morning? Perfect. Let's do 9 a.m. at this coffee shop. Perfect. If they decline, offer some follow-up email, resources, and a call. Again, like, I don't want to go too into depth with that. You guys are salespeople. You guys are in real estate. Like, I don't want to go too into depth with this. Voicemail, same thing. But what we're doing here is I'm going to point a couple things out. Grab a coffee and chat. It's no pressure. It's very slow, warm, and easy. You just need to get them to meet with you. Casual, not salesy. Okay? Quick coffee chat. It's on me. Buy them the cup of coffee. Next thing here is a Loom video. If you're familiar with what a Loom video is, Loom, loom.com, this right here. Okay? Basically, What a Loom video is it allows you to create just something where they can watch it. Just a simple Loom video about buying and selling. And it doesn't have to be specific to them. I want to preface this. It can be just a general buyers or a general seller's Loom video. It's like, okay, this is what we're seeing in the market right now, and update it every quarter or so. It's perfect. Then also send over your vendors. People work with you because they trust you. If you send them to your vendors and show them that you know what you're talking about, they're going to have no issues trusting you. Now it's just a matter of, do they trust you more than other agents? Okay. Keep it casual. Again, keep it super easy. Did you get a chance to take a look at it? If not, no worries. Hey, and then pre-approval and mortgage resources. So we're literally just sending so much value at them that they can't help but work with you. That's basically the goal. And again, I'm going to leave the script in the sheet for you so you guys can take a look at it. I don't want to bore you guys too much with it. That's what you guys are good at. And markets are going to vary, but that is our full lead generation framework, top to bottom. So again, Google My Business, especially for individual agents, great. We went over search engine optimization at a high level. We went over how to create the Google ads, both search and performance max. Here, we went over the email newsletter and then SMS and email automations. I'm going to send you the scripts. So if you guys have any questions, don't be afraid to reach out. I'll leave my email. It's in here as well, right here. So feel free to shoot me a message me on Instagram, whatever. And I'm happy to chat. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll chat soon.